Hey guys, AJ here, back with another live for you. And today is episode 1 of the AJ and Friends Cawdcast. And today, guys, I'm joined by a couple of my favorite subs. Actually, some of my first subscribers. Actually, I think you guys are the early birds, but Josh and Luna have been rocking with me since the early days of this channel. And so I believe we have a couple more people that are going to join the channel soon. But yeah, it's what is it today? Was it Wednesday? It's cold where I am. I complain about the weather on every stream. You guys, I hate the cold. I really, 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 really do. So the next place I live is going to be warm and cheap. So I think Josh, you're up in New York, right?
Yeah, we got the most snow of the season yesterday, but like I said in the Discord earlier, nothing sticks here because like the subway just heats the ground.
No fun.
But
No fun
I
at
used to
all.
be very tolerant of the cold when I was overweight. I could like go outside in like 20 degrees in like a t-shirt, but now I lost like 100 pounds fairly recently and I cannot tolerate it at all.
I told this story once that I was at a conference and it was here in this area, and it was the coldest day of the year at that point, and there was one guy walking around just wearing a regular shirt and like a regular like windbreaker. And he's like, dude, I'm from Chicago. This is nothing,
Yeah.
So guys, we are going to talk about the one and only, the one in a million, Mr. Lorne Armstrong. And man, oh man, is there a lot on this guy. Now, I know for a fact that Josh probably is more of a Lorne spurt than I am, and as we a Lorne expert, a Lorne spurt doesn't sound good at all. But as we get this series going, guys, we'll have some more people on the panel, and who can also add to the overall knowledge of this moron, right? And here, let me share my screen. This is truly, a face that only a mother could love, right?
Oh, good Lord.
no, guys, I just want to kind of start out with, okay, let's get to the very beginning, right? Because I know that there's a prompt. I mean, there's a couple of things that we can talk about, but I'll just go back to the beginning of kind of the state of things. And let's take this back to, who remembers this guy? What is his name? Caleb. His name? Okay. Cato Kalin. Does anyone remember Cato Kalin? Anyone? Josh, Luna.
It's not ringing a bell.
Does anyone know who this knucklehead is right here? Oh, so we got Ben's in the house. MB's in the house. Alex is in the house. What's going on, man? How have you been?
Oh boy, we got a crowd here already.
In the building. Cornholio's in the building. Miley Watts is in the building. Right on, man. So yeah. So Ben is correct. So I would say that the OJ trial was the setup for what the OJ trial captivated the nation. The OJ trial was going viral before the internet was a big thing. And the personalities that came out of the OJ trial, the way that they were followed and stuff, was really kind of the grandfather for what the modern day internet is now, right? And Cato Kalin, I don't even remember what he had to do with the trial. He was like OJ's friend or something, but he was this knucklehead that like lived in the guest house, right? And he was testifying at the trial, and he was everywhere. He was everywhere, man. Like he was on all the. He was on Donahue. He was on Oprah. He was on Jay Leno, he was everywhere. He even was on Saturday Night Live once. And look at this. Do you see this blank look in his face? Like the guy's a moron, right? But he was everywhere, hobnobbing with celebrities and everything. It was crazy. But the thing is, you guys know what a lol cow is?
Oh, I do. I definitely do.
Josh, you know what?
I'm not cool enough to know that stuff.
A lol cow is a person that's on the internet that everyone's laughing at him, but no one knows, right? So like Lorne is a lol cow. Like he just doesn't understand that he is the butt of every joke, and he thinks that that any attention is good. But it's like, no, you idiot. Everyone's laughing at you. You're the only one who's not in on the joke. I would say that Kalen was the very first lol cow to me. That's a
pretty good theory, I think. I'm not specifically familiar with this guy, but I'm pretty well versed on the OJ stuff in general and like how sensationalist the media coverage was it.
Just
and that was
look
kind
at
of
his face. Just look at the blank look, the door. Like he has no clue where he is, right? You know what I mean? So Lorne is like Kato Kalin, where Kato Kalin was literally, but he was physically in Hollywood. Like he was doing all this stuff, not knowing that everyone's making fun of him, you know? Like it wasn't, people didn't actually like him. They were just there at a point and laugh. So, and then the next thing was, does anyone remember the Star Wars guy?
Who?
Meme. You remember this guy?
Oh.
This dude, this kid made this video of him trying to be Darth Maul for his AV class, and then some guys got a hold of it and like totally just memed him. This is probably the first most viral meme that I've ever seen. I don't want to play it because it's got Star Wars music and I'll get yeeted off of YouTube, but this guy right here. He's dead ass serious. Like, yeah, I'm so cool. And then someone actually put the lightsaber effects and then put the Star Wars music and just, dude, he was a worldwide meme. He was probably the very first video that I remember getting over 1 million views on YouTube. And I mean, to his dismay, because everyone
the first big viral video I remember was the greatest freak out ever. Do you remember that? The kid's mom cancels his World of Warcraft account, and he his brother sets up a camera in his room and shows his entire freak out, and he sticks a remote control up his butt and stuff.
No, I never saw that.
And they ended up having a whole series out of it, but it was huge when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure some people in the chat must know what I'm talking about.
Oh no, I never saw that one. All these early day, I mean, this was bigger than the Rickroll. You know what I'm saying? Like this Star Wars kid was everywhere, you know? And I think that they were trying to say, yeah, Miley Watts, Chris Chan is
Chris Chan. I was thinking about that too.
So I barely have scratched the surface on who this knucklehead is. I don't even know who this knucklehead is.
Oh, AJ, you have to look into it. It's a freaking pit.
Okay.
You went once again, you can't get out.
All right.
There's also Daniel Larson. Maybe some people know. I have no idea.
Guys, we'll get in on the whole Lorne thing here in a second, but let me see. Who is this person? Yeah, this one.
Oh God, this is.
Look at this person. Oh man. Yeah, but back to Mr. Lorne, right? So Lorne is funny because, you know, okay, let me just get into my whole spiel, and then we can pass the torch around here. So I first discovered Lorne, right? because I watched TCAP live, right? And I remember this guy all because of obviously he has some of the most memeable lines, like the "Well, yeah, well, yell at me, why don't you?" You know what I mean? And then that Maine accent he has, like he was just unforgettable from the jump for all the wrong reasons, right? And I had heard after the show kind of ended that he was on YouTube because remember, guys, back in the day, YouTube was not really a thing like it is now. You remember that YouTube started out as a way for people to meet people, right? Like you can make your own little profile and then post videos about a bunch of, but it was nowhere near this big. So the fact that this moron Lorne Armstrong started posting stuff on YouTube, I remember when he was posting stuff new, but I was like, that can't be the same guy, and I didn't think anything of it. But it wasn't until like I would say about mid last year that I actually went down into the Church of COD and all of that, and it's just hilarious, and it literally is the gift that keeps on giving, and I really have to thank this knucklehead for being so dumb that we've gotten this much entertainment from him over the years. He's like, man, this would be like your favorite show that just didn't get canceled. You know what I mean? And there's more stuff and more episodes that happen every single time. So, and I can say why, let me see. Why do I think he got so big? I think it's a combination of any other person in his place would crawl into the deepest, darkest hole and just disappear. But he went the other way. He put himself out there on social media willingly, voluntarily, and thought that he had fame, right? Like the lack of awareness. And then also, it seems like every single situation that he was in, he responded in the worst way to. And also, last thing, they talked to Rob McElhenney and all the guys from It's Always Sunny and asked them, why is your show so good? And they go, it's because our characters never learn their lesson. So they always make the same mistakes over and over again. And that's what Lorne does. He makes the same mistakes. Like, how many times can you be catfished before you understand that the people who are talking to you aren't real? They're not really interested in you. So, but yeah, whoever wants to take the old torch next, Josh, Luna, how did you first discover his royal Lorne-ness and etc.? So,
well, I'll get started just by giving a brief synopsis of how I got into TCAP and stuff. Like you, I actually did watch it when it originally aired. I specifically remember when I was 16, I got my first job working in a nursing home, and I would like sit with the old people and stuff. And of course, like 50% of TVs in a nursing home are going to be tuned into Dateline NBC at like 8 p.m. So I remember, so oddly enough, my first times watching it were like when I was 16, and I was watching it with like people like in their 80s, which is kind of ironic. But I was immediately drawn to it because I'm not somebody that really likes television in general. I'm more of a reader. Like, I can't sit down and watch like 5 seasons of something and dedicate 40 hours to it. But To Catch a Predator is the most real thing that's ever been on television. Like, the fact that you're capturing that moment when a person realizes they've been caught doing literally the only thing that's universally unacceptable across the entire planet. Like, there's nothing more heart-wrenching than that. Like, you know what you're seeing is not acting. You know that is real. And I can't say that about anything else, maybe in the history of television. So, like you said, like, after TCAP initially aired, there was probably about 5 years where there wasn't really anything going on with it because that was like just as YouTube was taking off. But probably around like 2013, 2014, you started finally seeing like the full episode showing up on YouTube, and they would get taken down constantly and put back up, and within a week have 1 million views again. Like, and that's still happening. I mean, that's been happening this entire time. But then you started seeing like other stuff come out, like the full police interrogation videos, which had never previously been available, and the community started to grow online, and it initially grew primarily around Lorne, which I never really understood. Like I don't remember Lorne from when I originally watched To Catch a Predator. You know, I would always remember like Marvin Lackhand, for example, or Stanley Kendall or Dustin McFetridge. Those are always like the ones that stuck out to me. But things got off the rails with the community pretty quickly. And I think this is why, to answer one of the other questions, like why did Lorne get so big? And I'm going to use a scale called the Hynix scale to describe this. And it's a scale basically that measures extraterrestrial encounters. Like I'm sure all of us have heard of the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Mm-hmm. That's actually referring to the scale. There's a first kind and a second kind and a third kind. So the first kind is seeing an unidentified flying object. So that would be, you know, us watching Lorne on television. Mm-hmm. The second kind is a UFO is seen and there's some sort of like physical evidence that it was actually real. That's like him posting the YouTube videos. The third kind is when a UFO encounters an animated entity is present. And that's when he transcended it for the community, because people went and met him. People talked to him. And there have been predators since then that the community has been in contact with, like Stanley Kendall and David Schumacher, but yeah, they never had the lasting effect. And ultimately, and this is what I disliked about the Church of Caw documentary, is because it kind of looked at the whole thing through rose-colored glasses in terms of the community. Like, ultimately, the obsession with Lorne kind of tore everything apart. I mean, there are huge creators that had a huge following that are just like off the grid now, like Ember Enfierno and Ethan Griswold and Nathaniel Trevor, Crestfallen. Like, they had like huge followings on YouTube, and now there was just so much drama involved. So I think, you know, Lorne kind of maybe got one over on the community in the end, because they got too close. It's like you're at the Macy's Day Parade to look and not touch. And unfortunately, people crossed the Rubicon with Lorne.
I guess, but the thing is like a lot of times he wasn't in on it, right? So everyone's still like, everything was at his expense. So it's not like he came out the better because
well, I mean, people like Ember doxed people to him, like gave him their real personal information. So it got too personal within the community. But obviously I love everything that was done to him. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think people should be going to his house.
Yeah. That's a little much, you know. I mean, I think that with the internet, people just kind of run with things, and that's kind of the ridiculousness of the whole snowball effect of the internet. You know, like most of us can just point and laugh, but then there is that small group that's going to actually go out and do stuff to the guy, especially if they're getting gassed up by the rest of the community. Like,
well, and the thing is, they weren't doing stuff to him; they were going out to like be his friend.
Yeah, or like calling him and like saying, "Oh, I want to be with you," blah blah blah. And it's like, dude,
like you can catfish him, but once you go and actually meet him, you're not a catfish anymore.
Yeah,
you're his acquaintance.
what I'm saying is like catfishing or not, if you're doing stuff and then you get more popularity for doing that act, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna make you want to push the envelope. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh well, what can I get away with now that people are gonna like even more? You know? And I think that's kind of the basis.
No, I understand why, like the motivation, like you're getting
yeah.
views, you're getting paid. I mean,
Instead
yeah.
of Instagram, it was like Lornestagram. You know what I'm saying? People were doing things for likes. You know what I mean? So, but Luna, what do you think?
I agree like 99%. Like that 1% I'm still searching actually. That's why
Oh, really?
it's good to be skeptical.
Yeah, but I mean, how did you first hear about Lorne in particular? Like, out of all the guys, like you obviously, I mean, I think it was crazy to me to just see him on the episode and then go back later on and just see like how much stuff there, like how much it's not just a small part of the internet. There's so much that's around this guy. It's crazy, you know.
um so let me take you to the beginning. So basically I discovered TCAP through can I say his name during the Onision stuff?
Okay.
Like I wasn't really familiar with it. It's more like it felt like it was one of these Dr. Phil kind of situation to me. At first I was very I had a prejudice against. So later on, I decided to watch one episode and realized how dumb people were there. And it was fun to see them getting caught. And interestingly, I realized how many times that people actually tried to do the same thing to me as a kid. Like I wasn't really aware until this time, until I saw all of the chat logs, etc. And then I was like, holy crap, like this was at least attempted a few times with me. And I'm like, holy crap. Like I had this big realization, I would say, during the especially during the, maybe some people remember, I'm old, MSN Messenger times.
Oh man, yeah, that is back in the day, man.
Yeah, during those times, I remember it being attempted a lot of times with me. So I'm like, holy crap, that's there are actually people catching them. Oh, that's awesome. So with Lorne, I can't, like, I agree with everything Josh said, and I'd like to add actually the reason Lorne is loved so much is, aside from the fact that like he was easy to control. People love actually when they can control others, when they have control over someone. That like I think since Miley mentioned him, like Chris Chan's situation was no different at that point. Like he was doing everything the fans told him.
Yeah,
so this wasn't
true.
so different. So I think besides the like chat situation, like the whole Lorne situation, there's this also I feel like his attitude and his accent contributed a little bit, maybe. So he has a New England accent, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, he's from Maine, right? So yeah, so those, they're Mainers or maniacs, they have that kind of strange. It's like a weird like New England, and then it's kind of like a cross with Canadian type of weird accent. People who are from like, it's weird. It's like a Maine, and then it's not like that whole Wisconsin thing, but he does have like this weird kind of up near Canada type of accent. It's weird, and you would think that over the years, I don't know, it would kind of get better, but no. So I think that was part of it too, and that I think
I have an up near Canada accent.
I just think this is just an opinion, like, uh, but basically, I think there are stereotypes in certain cities, like in every country has it, and sometimes some accents are actually funny to us. Like, I would say in Japan, the Osaka accent is very distinct, and some Japanese people find it funny. In Turkey, the western part is very funny. uh I'm thinking about the languages I know. In Germany, like Bayern. I don't know how to Englishify it, but
Yeah, Bayern.
part is very like distinct and sometimes funny to Germans. So I feel like his accent is one of the reasons why people were like, "Oh, this guy is actually funny and stupid." Like,
It's not one of those accents that you hear on TV a lot either, right? So for
yeah,
instance, I'm from the West Coast, right? So people say, "Oh, AJ, you have a California accent or whatever," which I didn't know there was one, but I guess that I say "you guys" instead of "y'all" or "yuns" or "yous." You know what I mean? But
I say you guys too, actually.
yeah, or like I say "like" a lot. I guess that's a California or West Coast thing. So but to people like me on the West Coast, Southern accents to us make people sound dumb, right? So if you're, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How y'all doing? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, because on TV, oftentimes when they try and portray a person who's an idiot or a moron or they always have them have a Southern accent, right? So that kind of came into like our popular culture, and I had to kind of deprogram my brain. But the Lorne thing is more of like it's like a hillbilly accent, but without the southern part. So you can just hear Lorne speak, and he's a hillbilly, and he's a moron. You know what I mean? So
Brent's in the house.
yeah,
yeah.
Golden Goliath, man.
Zeph was asking for the link in the chat.
Oh, here, I think he found it.
Well,
So
I'm in now.
yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
All right. So everyone, so we are talking about how we discovered Lorne and why we think good old his royal Lorness what made people zero in on him, right? So Luna, did you want to have any other opinions about why he got so big? I mean, why him?
I think it's just I want to end it this way. It's easy to caricaturize him. It's so hard to pronounce that. Caricaturize him.
And those big college educated words.
Like he's like a cartoon character basically in the eyes of people. Like cartoon character they can actually control. So a bad cartoon character at that, but yeah, that's what I wanted to say with his accent, with his appearance, his demeanor during the whole, the meeting with Chris Hansen. So yeah, I think that's why people actually liked him that much too.
The Golden Goliath, man, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. I'm just going to keep my mic muted a little bit because I'm still outside shoveling.
Okay.
I just stopped for a little bit to talk a little.
Zeph, how are you? I think you muted.
I'm
Zeph.
good. Just working on some writing right now.
Good,
but,
good.
Yeah.
So what we're talking about in this part of the intro is how did you discover Lorne, and why do you think Lorne got as big as he did?
I don't know. I think
it's a lot to think about, right? Because this guy's such a moron.
I think some of it is the whole COD thing. I think, and then also like Lorne Armstrong is not a very common name, I guess. So, especially Lorne is not a very common first name. So maybe it's that. That's the uniqueness partially of his name, but I don't know. There's a whole lot to think about.
And then Lorne has a decent amount of screen time, but the amount of like one-liners and memorable quotes from this knucklehead is off the charts. I mean, really, like there are
and they cut so much out of the TV interview because he stupidly released the whole thing to his catfishes, the whole entire video that was like used in his trial. And when you see that, he tells this whole other story about how he was catfished by some woman that's like stole Dale Earnhardt memorabilia from him. It is hilarious.
So guys, okay, I've been trying to find the actual PDF of the chat log, and I can't. I don't know where it is, but there are people that have read parts of it, and it's long. So I think the whole. Hold on, this is from Dave's Limited.
You'd have to do like
Limited.
50 live streams.
Yeah, so like Dave's Limited does 2 videos where he does the first like 40 pages, so we can watch this and then just laugh. And guys, I think that is interesting. Okay, I'm not the type to be trying to psychoanalyze people. I know that there's TCAP reactors that are trying to be like, well, what they mean by what's his name's model of that's not me. I just laugh because it's fun. You know what I'm saying? So, but let me see here.
Lorne has a young one, huh? It's
Okay.
a way for me to.
So for everyone who hasn't seen Dave's Limited channel yet, check him out. He's really good, and he'll sit there and like read the whole. Well, I do now and then too, but he'll read the whole like super duper long chat logs too. So, but here we go.
Share my perspective on a criminal subject that has interested me for some time. Be warned, pages, but we're cutie too. If nobody will talk to you, sweetheart, you can talk to me. I'm a good guy. I have 2 nieces your age. I know we're right at the start here, and to be completely honest with you, I really didn't know what to expect.
Oh, can you guys hear this? Yes or no?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah, I
it.
can hear
Okay,
it.
great. Okay.
When I opened this log up. I guess with the chat log this long, I thought the predatory behavior might have crept in a little later on. Hell, a piece of me was even giving Lorne the benefit of the doubt, thinking
That's his first mistake.
that this here may be the possibility of a really lonely man, someone just engaging in very innocent conversation over the span of a few months.
And I think that that's an interesting thing that Dave's does is he admits that sometimes people do go there and go, well, maybe he was just a lonely guy. That's no. Don't anyone who's listening to this, don't ever think that ever.
I'm a very lonely guy, and I would never do this.
There's no reason to be trolling for underage people on the internet.
Not deciding to take it down a sexual path until right near the end. A lonely mess of a person who lulled himself into a state of false predatory security over
Who lulled himself?
the span of a long period. But it's just not the case. He immediately expresses his interest in her appearance after.
And did you all hear about how Lorne got caught up because he was talking to these 2 underage girls in a MySpace country chat, like a MySpace country music chat room, and he blatant outright says that he invited them over, and him and his friend were drinking alcohol, and like, yeah, he's been doing this stuff before TCAP, you know. Like this guy is a real piece of trash.
After learning her age, he proceeds to compliment her with a seemingly innocent sweetheart remark, then attempts to make her feel safe in his text-based company by not only claiming that he is a good guy, but by saying that he has 2 nieces her age, I assume in an attempt to make her feel as though he is trusted by people her age. Lorne is honest with his age and sends her some photos of.
I noticed that too. I was shocked that Lorne didn't try and say that he's like 28 or 25 like the rest of these knuckleheads do, you know?
Himself. As the decoy reviews his photos, he explains that he had to give one of the dogs in the pictures away and asks if she would like to see him and his remaining dog on the webcam. Using a cute dog to hide your predatory behavior, Lorne. Very smooth. As he reveals himself on camera, he makes the comment, "Look at those big blue eyes. You're so cute," laugh out loud. Whenever I hear someone say "look" at the start of a sentence, yet it's being used to emphasize whatever it is they are thinking, it really comes across as cringeworthy when being used in a setting based around attraction.
You know,
I don't.
If anyone, it's been so long that I've been using chat room stuff, like half of these emojis from back in the day, I don't even remember what they are.
The
You
first
know?
one is a rose.
Oh, the @ sign with the bracket.
Yeah. And the other two digits after that, that's a rose. I'm not sure what the other one's supposed to be.
Well,
devil face or something.
This one's winking, I think. Winking with the guys, I don't know. Some of the chats, I'm like, what is this?
Mind if
It's like a language that we've all lost.
someone is watching some
One-
fantastic fireworks.
What's that?
Yeah, one thing too that I don't really hear too many people talk about, but I think one of the absolute worst things that they always say most of the time is like, "Oh, I have like a kid this age, or I have a niece or nephew this age. I wouldn't do something like that." But like that makes it like 10 times worse that you're around those kind of people. Like
I agree. I thought the same thing right now.
it just blows my mind that they're like, "I'd never do something like that. I have like a 12-year-old niece or nephew," and it's like, okay, so why are you around them? You know?
or that knucklehead that brought his son to the sting. I mean, come on.
Oh,
I mean,
don't even get me
it's
started on that.
Absolutely insane.
Works, and they say, "Look how beautiful they are." Or if one is delivered a hearty meal when they're at the edge of their hunger, and it leads them to say with their mouth watering, "Look at that." Right here, though, in this setting, it's pretty gross. Lorne is giving us an unedited glimpse into his inner monologue. Look at those big blue eyes. Who is he talking to? Does he want her to go to the mirror and look at her own eyes? He can't help himself, and to me, he resembles a cartoonish villain. One who spots their target from the top of a hill and says to themselves, "Look what we have here," as they rub their hands together devilishly. We're not even one page in, and I would say that the perverted justice decoy has already caught this man with little to no effort. I have no idea what is going to unfold over 217 pages at this point. Lorne
217 pages. Because they were chatting for months. I really hope that they gave that decoy some type of bonus or something. Because imagine talking to this knucklehead and seeing his webcam with this junk for months at a time. Ugh.
Seems completely attracted to the image of the person that he thinks he speaks with, and he is not afraid to let her know the mechanisms in his mind that are running this attraction. At this point, Lorne has begun to show himself on webcam, and he wants to know if he looks better on cam than in the pictures. The decoy says that he does, to which
And that's how you have to. He should have known right there that this was a sting. What? If it girl goes, "Oh, you're cute, dude. Come on, look at yourself, bro."
Lorne bets that all of the boys in her school are after her. Before he sees her reply to this question, though, which is a no, he needs to go and do something. Oddly enough, when he returns, Lorne feels the need to explain to her what is happening in his life right now. His neighbors have been bothering him lately as they keep coming over and asking to use his phone, his
Let's
computer.
also
and
note
even at
that his
times
be
want
right
him to-
back was also only for 26 seconds. That doesn't qualify as a BRB.
I think that he doesn't like his etiquette in real life is bad, and his internet etiquette must be pretty bad too, right?
drive them to the store. This has started to aggravate Lorne, and so he is now giving them the go away attitude. In this particular instance, he is putting a towel at the bottom of his door so they think he has gone to bed and won't annoy him. I'm going to take a moment to think about this a little, as we have here a predator that's on a different level, that's for certain. For starters, I'm rather impressed with his use of the English language. His sentences
I thought you only put the towel under your door when you're trying to smoke weed in your dorm room.
He said, "I'm rather impressed by his use of the English language," until you actually hear him try and speak the English language.
are well formulated and coherent. His grammar is correct, and he's using descriptive words like aggravate, even though he didn't spell it correctly. Using his words, he paints a picture rather vividly of what is going on in his life in that moment. For him to feel the need to deliver the decoy such in-depth imagery into his world says a lot about him.
Especially after you first meet a person. You know? Like, that's kind of crazy too.
Who he is. I would say it's rather obvious that he's lonely, but to take it a step further, he wants her to know him.
Well, he was living in a trailer up in Maine. You know what I mean? Like that's not exactly a great social scene, you know?
He's doing his best to allow her to have access to even the smallest elements of his life, in a roundabout way, offering her a pass to every part of his mundane self. That's not saying that this specific experience is mundane. I'm certain we can all relate to roommates, neighbors, or people in general who tend to push the boundaries of our friendships.
But
But for
Lorne just can't handle it.
him to choose this as a talking point to a person that he finds attractive says to me that he doesn't have much to talk about. To add another layer to this moment, an element of the conversation that is not spoken to the decoy, I do believe he likely doesn't want to get bothered by his neighbors, because this situation to him with the young girl would be an opportunity for his lifetime. His dream girl that he's waited 36 years for is now here, and he cannot have his pesky neighbors bothering him tonight.
Of course not.
After this little glimpse into Lorne's world, he brings it back by acknowledging her answer from his question earlier. The interesting point here for me is that he's paying very close attention to this conversation. He had posed a question to her before he went on his neighbor's tangent, and when he returns, he goes back to reply to her answer. This to me says that he is highly invested in the conversation. He's reviewing things that he said and paying attention to her answers, not letting anything...
Lorne ends up like who's the guy? Oh man. What's his name? That I was going fishing, check my truck.
Corey Edgar.
Yeah, dude, when he's coming down the pipeline too, but he has like the you better not be talking to anyone else and la 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 in his chat log. It's crazy. Like he doesn't want the decoy to be paying attention to anyone except him. It's crazy.
Slip between the cracks. His response is that he can't believe the boys aren't after her, as she's a little doll. And he says if she were 5 years older, he'd be after her. Contradicting himself not a moment later, he calls her a princess. It seems like you're after her right now, Lorne. Not waiting that 5 years, hey? The decoy brings a stark reminder back to her age by saying that her daddy always calls her princess. But this doesn't seem to deter Lorne.
Of course not.
Quite the opposite. We see him praise her father for calling her such a name, and I can't help but to
Here's real fast. Did you know that if you try it and go to the Perverted Justice site and find Lorne's chat log, that part of the site's down. Do you know that?
Really? Why?
I
Why did they
I don't
take it
know.
down?
I do not know because I've been trying to find the actual chat log for like the last day and a half. So anyway, I'm gonna drop the link so anyone else who wants to join, feel free.
I know that he's not the only one that has mysteriously disappeared, and the website was entirely down itself for a period of time a few years ago, but
Jameson says because it takes up too much memory.
the guy that ultimately, I can't remember which YouTuber it was, but the guy that ultimately got the John Pierre Wary chat log had to constantly pester Xavier Von Erich about it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I wonder if I don't know. I mean, some of them disappeared obviously because of the legal outcome of the whole thing, you know. But and then some, like Lawrence. I mean, Lorne did it. He got convicted. I mean, maybe there's too much traffic on their site, or
I'm
I
sure
don't know.
the whole chat log is probably on the Temple of TCAP.
I think it is in PDF format. So it actually took me a while to find Jeff Sokol's. I got the whole thing in PDF, but it took me a while.
feel this comment may have been a subtle jab by the decoy to gain his sexual interest. It would be safe to assume that Lorne does want to be her daddy. As we move to the next page, the predatory questions begin. The little probing questions designed to chip away at this young person's mental armor. So do you play any sports? Do you do anything extra at school? I bet you're not too thrilled about that, huh? Why would you want to come into a chat room like this? How often do you go into chat rooms? Have you read anything that made you say, wow? Have you heard of all that talk before? It's pretty simple to figure out what he's doing here. Sniffing around his prey and seeing where the weaknesses are. He wants to know how much he already has heard about sex, talked about sex, and so he starts the questioning out rather innocent as predatory questions can be.
There was one particular video that Dave's Lemonade did. It was on the guy that puts his shirt up over his head. I think he's a Hispanic guy. He's a young guy. He has glasses.
He wasn't the psychology student, was he? No, that was the double. That was the
Paul Clemente.
Yes,
the 22-year-old virgin.
Yes, and he was saying, and I believe this, that there's people who these sickos, when they groom people, and it's natural how they don't read a book on how to do this, but it's like they all figure out the method. Does that make sense?
Well, it's not exactly rocket science when you're dealing with. Well, I mean, they're not dealing with a child here, but they're almost dealing with like an exaggerated version of a child.
Yeah, that's like going.
I mean, it's not hard to fool a child.
Yeah, and it's just crazy how when you read the chat logs, you see the patterns, and hopefully that they use that when they try to prosecute these guys and say, look, this is a template of a knucklehead, right? And this guy fits that template perfectly, so
I suppose. He asks her about schoolwork and sport. And when she doesn't really give him anything to work with, he goes down the route of talking about something that she can't dismiss, her presence in this chat room, which, conveniently enough, lines up rather well with what he actually wants to discuss with her, and that is the extent of her sexual knowledge. A bit further down from this, like an adept groomer, he pulls back slightly and tries to work on their bond a little more. Having noticed that she has put up resistance to his earlier questions, he's trying his best to feel something from her. He's trying to gauge how much of an emotional connection, if any, she may have for him. This way, it'll give him the all clear to proceed with his grooming, should she seem even moderately interested. He states, "You must be enjoying talking to me." As a side note, this is something that I often see with people who are craving an emotional attachment from someone else. They will attempt to put words into the other person's mouth, to guide them towards saying what it is they want to hear. In this example, notice how Lorne is fishing for her to say what he wants to hear. He wants her to say that she is enjoying the conversation, so he poses the question in a way where it would be rather awkward for her to say anything other than what it is he wants. We're looking at dialogue
Question for you, Josh.
Yeah.
Do you remember which one of the catfishes had him reading his chat log?
I don't remember specifically which one, but that he ultimately did like.
Hold on.
He ultimately did role play the chat as part of like a phone sex type of thing with somebody, which is pretty disgusting.
Here it is. Hold on. Let me show this tab instead.
That's when I started.
Right.
Yeah, I told her, I said, you know what, people would do that in Maine.
Just listen to his voice. Every time I hear him speaking, it just makes me laugh. Look at this. And this video is 6 hours long. That's how much they were messing with him. We honestly won't go into that much, but here you go.
They shoot it.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many of them out there, they ruin houses. I don't shoot it because I don't have a gun and I don't shoot things anyway.
That's a good thing, right?
But
now this was who was this?
No neighbors hear anything I say.
I'm trying to hear the voice of the other person.
What were you doing outside?
Cutting up some wood
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
because it's chilly
It
out.
might be Ember.
So
I think it is.
Someone in the chat knows.
it's like
So Josh, do you want to explain to everyone who Ember was or was?
she was like one of the pillars of the original Church of Cod and the whole Lornography stuff. And she was the first person that catfished him, basically. And it went on for so long. But she had the big heel turn within the community. And
was she the one who went to actually go
yeah,
visit
she
him?
met him. She met him, and I don't know if it ever came out, but I have a feeling that their relationship got closer than anybody would like to admit. But yeah, she got like very territorial over him once other people started to catfish him, and that's when she doxed other members of the community and
What?
gave him their personal information, and then he was like contacting them, and it was a mess.
Wow.
So that's ultimately what, led to her excommunication
From the church? Oh,
Yeah.
God, okay. Over here, he actually gets into the chat.
But the magic happened. They let people like you come in and chat it up. And there were a lot of people there who disregarded her. Even if they said hello, as soon as she said that she was 13, they bailed because that was the right thing to do.
Oh, this is okay. So set up here, guys. So he's trying to like act like he didn't do anything wrong, right? And this woman's catfishing him and like making him say that he did something wrong, right? And she's like explaining the reasoning for why he needs to understand that he did something wrong.
Yeah,
So they
that's
didn't
what I
lure
should have
you.
done.
Right, exactly. So I think the luring thing, that didn't happen.
Yeah, he's saying he was lured in.
It didn't happen.
Knucklehead.
All of the other people in that chat room that didn't talk to Kayla or Disney Girl or whoever else was there, they don't have a problem because they didn't talk to her. They didn't have the conversation that you had. They didn't show up at her house. They didn't do anything. They said, she's 13. I'm out of here. No way.
I know I was wrong. There's
Okay.
no doubt about
So
me
they
being
weren't,
wrong
but they
with what I
weren't wrong
did.
for being there.
But
They weren't
they're
wrong
not
for
right.
being there.
Hey, Luna, are you understanding a single word he's saying?
I have no idea what he's saying. So I'm trying to figure it out from the girl who's speaking. So yeah.
They are not right on everything that they do.
What is it that they do that they're wrong about?
They go extra lengths to try to get guys to the house.
Like what extra lengths were there?
Like if you tell them no, they keep chatting.
When
They
did
keep
you
going.
say no?
There's a few times in there that I said no. You didn't read that.
Okay.
No, it was
He came
271
out with a
pages,
whole-
bro.
He came out with a whole video at one point, like saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go through the entire chat log and I'm gonna show you guys every time I said no." And then his follow-up video is like a demonstration on like how he prefers to make coffee, and he totally dismisses his prior claim.
Well, yeah, we can always do a. Where'd it go? Wait, here.
Oh, okay, I'll go back and we can look at it together.
Oh,
I
God,
never
hate
saw
going back
you
to that
say
thing.
no. Well, we're going to, because you're basically exonerating yourself, and you're
I
saying
do
that
not.
wait a minute, and you're saying that they were the ones that kept pressing you. So I will be more than happy to look at the chat, and we're going to go through it together.
Oh God, I went through it with Winnie.
Did you go through? You went through the whole thing with her?
No, not the whole thing. I had enough. I couldn't
Now,
stand it.
he had to have known something was up when people keep making him read his chat log. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he
imagine.
sounds like a kid being reprimanded by like a teacher. Like, oh, please don't read my note to the class. Okay, yeah, we're gonna read it. We're gonna read it to the class. It's like that sort of thing. That's what it sounds like to me.
Jameson says to click on the closed caption button, but it would say inaudible every time he speaks.
Or it would say music.
Oh man, did you? Okay, did everyone see it? I think it was at the Grammys or whatever. They had the one Bad Bunny guy, that Spanish rapper guy, and it was in the news because anytime that he was like rapping in Spanish, it said like intelligible Spanish or something instead of closed captions. So bad, dude. I guess the caption person was like, screw this. This is too hard.
My dad and I were at an airport once. I think it was Ronald Reagan Airport, like in DC or wherever that is. And somehow the TV was broken, and so the captions were picking up the sound like from the television, but the TV was glitching. So the sound that was coming out was just like blurted noise because the Wi-Fi was bad or something. So the captions just said it was really funny. It just said like just random onomatopoeias of words that weren't even words because the TV was glitching out. It was pretty funny.
Was it onomatopoeia in it? And we're just all about the big words, guys. This is a great panel.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't need to sit there and read all, 400 pages or whatever there were. It was a really fucking long.
It's 271, ma'am. Get it right.
And quite frankly, Lorne, it was fucking boring as shit. Like if you were talking to a woman, so
the best
like
is
first
she's
of all,
just
sir, not
roasting
only
him.
is it boring, it's illegal. not only is it illegal, it is boring.
Are we sure this girl is trying to catfish him? Like she's literally going off on him. I don't know.
Well, and that's the thing. Like there's so much of this content out here. I mean, this is a long video, but there's probably hundreds of videos. Well, not still up, but that were up at one point or another, and they're also like blatantly abusive towards him, and he has no self-awareness
at all. And I think that that's another reason why everyone was going in on him so hard. It's just he just did not understand that people were that he was the butt of the joke. Like he just didn't get it. And it's like, well, you want to feel bad for him, but no, you can't. Here we go.
So lame. I would have been out of there in 2 seconds. Like, are you anxious to touch my penis? I'd be like, you.
Okay, I don't need a recap on that.
Fucking ass, because it's so stupid. So, but we're gonna look at this because
what I'm saying is,
shut up. Shut up.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have it in your mind.
Dude, he's such a piece of trash. He's such a piece of trash, dude. It's terrible.
That you said no, and I want to find where you said no. Because if you
told her right out straight that I would go to jail for it.
Yeah, but that's not saying no.
I said no. I would go.
Now it actually gets into him like they're actually role playing the chat log here in just a second.
You wind up in jail for it.
We'll find it.
And I think I said it more than once. I think.
I don't think you did. I highly doubt it because all of it was, I love you, my precious little princess. Here's my dick. Do you want to
I don't need a recap.
You're going to
scoured every line of that chat.
What's that now? What's that?
Like he says that, but if he had only known like how many thousands of people had scoured every single line of his chat log.
Really, in my Jeff Stacy video, there's that one paragraph that I read on Temple of TCAT where they were trying to say, oh well, we should feel bad for Jeff because the worst moment of his life was caught on national television to be relived over and over and over again. I don't feel bad for him. I just don't. If you do something like this, then you deserve every single thing that you get. If anyone doesn't agree, speak your piece. But I think we're all on the same page there. And I would say the only good thing that came from this whole thing is all the thousands and thousands or millions of hours of enjoyment that people have had at Lorne's expense.
If I want you to hear
Stop
one,
yelling. Stop yelling.
you're going to hear it if I want you to hear it. I told you that I'm going to look at the chat and I'm going to find where you said no. Got it?
Stop yelling, though. You don't need to yell at me.
Well, you need to shut the fuck up when I'm talking to you.
Well, I hear your voice when you
Jeez.
talk. You don't need to yell.
And this is a person that he was dealing with for a long time too.
You don't need to stutter and try to interrupt me. You need to
I do what I
stop
want.
making excuses. Stop making excuses.
I'm not making excuses.
You are too. You're saying that they were there for the wrong reason, that they were luring you in.
They were there. They were there for money. They were doing that shit for money. They get $100,000 per show.
Big fucking deal.
That's a lot of incentive.
You know what? They just
Where did he come up with that number?
And that's not a lot of money at all for an episode of a television show on NBC.
Lorne has it all figured out, guys. The conspiracy against him.
deserved it for having to look at your cock for a fucking month. They had to put a lot of work in, a lot of work, a lot of hours to sit there and talk to you. And that's just one person.
Okay, so now that this thing is done, why is it that they need to keep pressing it?
If you have a problem with them directly for whatever's happening after the fact, go right ahead and do whatever you need to do.
Okay, well, this is the thing. See, one letter that I got, it wasn't just one letter. There was several different letters. And I know goddamn well it was from Xavier Von Erck. One got sent to me. One got sent to my brother Roy. One to my brother Paul.
Hey,
Can I ask something?
One to my
yeah.
What letter is he talking about?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Josh, you want to explain the whole letters and conspiracy theory that he had going on there?
Well, I think he's just referring to the letters that perverted justice routinely sent out to relatives and neighbors for anybody they caught, even prior to Dateline. That was part of their protocol.
Yeah, and he's taking, and he built this whole narrative of like Lorne always thought that he's more important than he actually was, to his own detriment, right? And
yeah, they did that for everybody.
Like he thought that, okay, he thought that he was famous when he wasn't, and he thought that like all of NBC and all of the police and everyone was just after him. It's like, no, man, it's the internet. You did this to yourself, buddy.
mother. That's pretty fucking sick.
Hold on, let's get
So you may have
Yeah, I know.
mentioned,
into the chat.
You go look in their fucking background.
and that's the most unproductive way of doing it.
Yeah, I know.
Hold on, here it is.
Okay,
Getting hungry.
Do you want me to text them and ask her to send you that video?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, 'cause I'd like for you to be able to look at it.
Okay, cool.
And
All right.
this was after he got out of jail, so this is years later too.
About it some more. Notice that after all these years.
Okay.
Go figure.
It's
Okay,
not,
same
you know
time
what?
as here
It's
then.
not. It's not some conspiracy theory or anything. It's going to depend on
I know.
what computer they're looking at, what the timestamp on that computer happens to be.
I know. I just realized that I just noticed that after all these years of looking through this crap, I've just noticed it.
Right.
So it's like, always find something new.
At least he wasn't trying to show his paperwork and give us all a civics lesson like David Schumacher.
We did.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. There's just something about it that was different. And reading it for the first time, because with Winnie was the very first time that I had ever had another girl reading it.
So he's done this before
Woodman.
with someone else.
Mhm.
But
I'm
Luna,
pretty sure every person that catfished him did it with him at some point.
Luna, you had a question earlier, or no?
Oh, I already asked about the
Okay.
letter, so no problem.
Just making sure.
So that made me nervous.
Okay. Well, I think now it gives you the opportunity to see it in new light.
Yeah. Fucking Jesus Christ.
So not only were you trying to see if she's interested in talking about sex, but really the behavior that you were.
I wonder what. I'm trying to figure out where she sounds like she's from. To talk about sex. You know what I mean? Like she has a very.
Well, I
very...
think she's trying to do a voice. I don't think
Okay.
that's her real voice.
Or you were exhibiting was grooming. I'm sure that they've talked to you about that before, right?
Yeah, they have.
Okay, so what does that mean to you?
It means I was trying to prepare her to talk about sex. I was grooming her. Telling things that she wanted to hear, being nice for deviant reasons.
Mm-hmm. Is that the reason why you brought up your nieces?
No. I know that's not the reason I brought my nieces. Brought my nieces because they were that age when I used to. I had them about 70-80% of the time.
Wait, what? Did anyone catch any of that?
What did he say? He did what?
I don't even know. Come on, Lauren.
Then what
Speak
was
English.
the purpose of bringing them up then?
I don't know. I think just because they were the same age when I used to watch them. I guess. I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe that was part of the reason.
What comes to your mind when you look at that line? And it's pretty.
I'm looking at the line right now because
Okay. Well, I'll read it to
every
you.
time we take I'll look at the line, but every time we take a break and talk, I get away from the paper.
Right. It's at the very top. So
She's like got stuff marked. It's like, here, go to page 2, line 1, subsection G.
easy to find. It's right after you say a little cutie
Yeah, I see
too.
it.
Okay.
Well, maybe that was to get her to talk and feel okay about talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
If nobody will talk to you, sweetheart, you can talk to me.
See, he admits to that, and he doesn't realize that he's admitting to grooming when he admits to that.
Yeah.
He
Yep,
says, I
that's
did
true.
that to get her to feel comfortable talking to me. That's what grooming is.
Yep, exactly.
I'd have to say that must have been my reasoning for mentioning him.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. This fucking sucks. All this fucking time later, I just now get to see this shit.
I think it's important for you to read it again.
I think
Yeah, us too.
it's important to read it again too. But I won't do it with anybody but you.
Okay. That's fine.
For a couple
And
reasons.
all of the world on YouTube.
Yep, millions.
And this is now on the internet.
Yep. And I think that we talked about this once before, but does everyone know what the Streisand effect is?
I don't think so.
Anyone? Zeph, Luna, the Streisand effect.
I know Barbara Streisand.
Yeah, so basically, the Streisand effect is, let me go here. So back in the early days of the internet, right? So there was a bunch of people on the California coast, and they literally would take pictures. They were like a group of enthusiasts that kind of made like a Google Maps type of like, you know how Google Maps you can see addresses and stuff. Oh, Steve says that I talked about this before, but so there is this group of people that would take pictures of the California coast so that you could go on a website and basically have like a Google Maps of the beaches. You know what I'm saying? And what happened was that Barbara Streisand's house was in one of the pictures. And this is like, it was on a forum of only like a couple hundred people. Well, she sued the guy that made the website because she didn't want her house in the picture. She didn't want her house on the internet. So what happened? The news picked it up, and all of a sudden, millions of people are going to see this picture of her house on the internet. So the exact opposite happened, right? And they call that the Streisand effect, where by trying to cancel, you can't beat the internet. You can't do it. You can't take stuff off the internet. It's impossible. So you should just keep your mouth down and keep your head down and shut up and hope that it goes away than try and make a big stink, because that's going to make more people pay attention to it. And that's what Barbara Streisand had to learn the hard way, because now, even to this day, millions look guys, we just looked at her house. Here we are all these years later, and we're looking at the same picture of her house. So that had the opposite effect. So
because I'm comfortable with you,
Okay.
and you actually stop and help me see this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to see this stuff. This shit bothers me.
What bothers you?
Fucking bothers me so fucking bad that I fucking talk like that.
Who has a violin, guys? Because Lauren's gonna cry.
Oh, let me grab it.
He cries so much in all of these calls. The best part of these calls is when he's like crying, like
I got a perfect sound effect. Hang on. Okay, hang on. Oh, come on. There we go. Ah, there's an ad. Damn it. Okay, keep going. Never mind. You can keep going.
Lorne,
I
why
hate
are
the
you
whole
crying?
conversation.
Lauren, why are you crying?
But I hate that I talk like that. I hate the whole fucking conversation. That it was me that said all that shit.
Oh god.
It gave me an ad. I was so pissed.
Why did you say it?
Yes, Lauren, why did you say it?
Obviously for deviant reasons, obviously. I'm not ready to just come out and say it like that, yeah.
Why aren't you ready?
Because it's just fucking hitting me with this.
Guys, this was years after he was on the TCAP, and imagine this one moment defining your life over like this whole time.
This is at least 10 years after.
Yeah.
Oh, you know that it was you. You were going down the list. You came across these girls, and that's who you wanted.
The fuck was wrong with me at the time?
Oh, at the time.
We talked about this the last time that we kind of got into it. Do you remember what we talked about?
No, I don't.
Well, remember you were talking about how you used to fantasize and masturbate when you would hear things on the news about kids getting molested. and
What?
abused.
I didn't masturbate to them.
Was he trying to qualify it here?
Someone, please.
He was masturbating to just the broadcast in the abstract.
I tell you guys, this is why.
No, it was the news anchor.
It is with me. It's one strike and you're out for these people of any gender or anything. If you get caught victimizing kids, dude, they should put you on an island or something, and you got to eat each other to survive. Because
that's what John Wesley Elliott suggested.
Yeah.
Also from the same sting when Chris asked him what should happen
Walter
to him.
Babs say the same thing?
Well, he said just arrest me to take me to jail and execute me.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
You masturbated to the thought of it. You did.
No, I never masturbated to the thought of that.
Lorne, if it was a fantasy,
I just couldn't even imagine having the name Lorne. just say Lorne. Just hearing that just grates on the ears, you
of
know?
yours and it turned you on, how is it even possible that you didn't masturbate when you were thinking about it?
Because I had always only masturbated to ex-girlfriends.
Okay, well
All
then
right, let's skip
what
ahead a little
trying
bit.
as a way of getting people to back off of them.
Manipulation. You know,
Right.
I'm not using it for that because I've been completely comfortable with you, and I'm not using it for that. In order for me to get past this shit, it's gonna fucking bother me. And I knew it was going to, because it bothered me when I was reading it.
Now, for you guys who don't know, Lorne, he was one of 5 or one of 6, Josh? Do you remember he was raised by a single mom? He had
Oh yeah, he had a lot of siblings. I don't know the exact
siblings,
number.
yeah. And I think that the one positive person that he ever talks positive about is his mom, because his mom struggled so much to raise him and his siblings because she was a single mom back in the 70s and the 80s, you know. So
I'm not defending Lorne, but I can attest to the fact that you don't have a good dad. You kind of grow up and you're a little messed up.
yeah, that's especially back then in the 70s and the 80s, man, and the 60s, because it's, and especially places like Maine, where it's like a lot of the jobs in the labor were labor intensive, blue collar work, where most of the people that would bring in the bacon had to work in mines or chopping wood or factories or etc. It's a hard life.
Okay. So, as we were talking about, you wouldn't masturbate to the story at the time when you would hear it or when your fantasy would be triggered. But it was a fantasy of yours that you would masturbate to.
See, that I don't understand that, because if it's not that I'm thinking about, how am I masturbating to that?
What do you mean it's not that you're thinking?
All right, let's
about?
skip ahead a little more, guys.
On the door.
Mm-hmm. You wanted to know when her parents were going to be gone?
Yeah.
You wanted to know how much woods was around her house? You wanted to know if she had a garage? You wanted to just pull up and have her jump into the truck so you guys could drive away and no one would see you?
Yes, I thought you were making fun of the truck.
I know.
Smart ass.
But there were so many steps.
Dude,
It's
really?
a white truck. That's what he's referring to.
And for those of you who don't know, someone posed as, okay, so the decoy, so that he went to the house and then Casey was decoy. Someone posed as Casey, saying that they were the girl that played the decoy, and that it's years later, I'm interested in you, let's talk. And this knucklehead fell for it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He honestly thought that he was talking to,
and this was after he had already been catfished like 3 or 4 times.
What is her name?
AC Morrow.
Morrow, yeah. Here she is. Someone, this decoy right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So someone called him and was like, "Is this Lorne? I'm Casey." He's like, "Who's that? Do you remember the little girl in the thing?" Well, I don't think you're a bad person. And for years he was talking to this person that that he thought was her, and was gonna come meet him and hang out, and they were gonna have this love affair and all this foolishness, man. Oh man. The fact that someone can be that dumb is just
like
hilarious.
I've been alone my whole life, and I can't imagine ever being that deluded, no matter how bad it gets.
I think though, for a person I think there's some people. Okay, when they say that, was it in showbiz, like any new, like if you're in the news, like any any coverage is good coverage or whatever. What's the saying? It's like there's no such thing as bad media or whatever.
Or like the only bad news is no news or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I think that he thinks that any attention is good attention. You know, I don't think that translates from Hollywood to your knuckleheaded behind there, Lorne.
There were so many steps and a lot of precaution taken on your part. That's why you can't go back on any of this stuff. That's why it's so frustrating to talk about it with you. When you say stuff, I know I didn't want to go there. Like, yes, you did.
This never hit me until we started reading through that.
Okay.
I don't know why it didn't hit me when I was reading through. Well, I know why. Because I'm so nervous about it. Not wanting to read it.
It's going to be uncomfortable because it's disgusting.
I'm telling you right now, I'm thinking ahead to it, and I know it's going to be uncomfortable.
Oh, that's it. There's no such thing as bad press. That's it. Yeah.
I'm really going to hate it too.
Okay. So we're going to do it. We're going to read the entire chat log.
Oh, now they get to reading it.
You must
Okay.
be bored if you're on the internet.
Here we go.
I think it takes a lot more than just reading it silently to yourself. It means more to say it out loud.
You gotta sit there and just kind of read while he's on the phone silent and be like, all right, I'm done.
Come on, Lorne, share it with the class. Come on.
He starts using the massage chair. Oh, and it sucks because he's wearing a Red Sox hat too, which sucks. But you know, the interesting thing is this. Look at this. I'm gonna go off on a tangent here. Seattle. There. Okay. So this is what I grew up with. Okay, you see these colors here. Now you can put this in the washer with your whites and not worry about having problems. But if you say, for instance, live in, I wonder how many people live in like Boston or even with the Nationals and stuff that end up like on The Simpsons where Bart puts his red hat in with Homer's shirt and Homer wears the pink shirt to work. Does anyone remember that episode?
Well, I think you're giving Lorne a little too much credit for like actually washing his clothes.
But even where University of Maryland. Look at these. Everyone that I know has these. All it takes is one trip with one of these in with your whites, man. And all you got is pink socks forever, man. Pink socks and pink t-shirts forever, man. So I'll stick with my Mariners. That's for sure.
I thought you were an Orioles fan.
What's that?
I thought you were an Orioles fan.
No, I like Camden Yards better than National Stadium.
I've been to both.
Yeah, I can't stand guys. Okay, I'm claustrophobic. Like that's the only thing that I like, and I really mean like I am. Like I don't like small spaces. I don't even like parking garages. Like I don't like stuff being over my head. But when I mean I'm claustrophobic, like I don't like having my arms pinned, and I don't like being like if there was zombies and I had to crawl through one of those sewer. The little sewer, what was it called? With the man.
What, a pipe?
Yeah. Sewage pipe. I couldn't do it. I get eaten.
AJ's choosing the zombies.
Yeah, I can't do it. Like it's a when I do mean it's a phobia, it's a phobia. Like I cannot do small spaces. I can't, right? And I don't like National Stadium, so I don't like the Metro here in DC. I can't stand it. I would rather Uber.
Oh yeah, it's
I'd rather
horrible.
walk. I'd rather drive. In New York, whenever I don't
Yeah.
take the sub.
No, especially the freaking, like the well, Andrew, you might know this. The what's it called? The escalator on the Wheaton Metro is one of the most terrifying things I've ever been on in my entire life.
I can't stand it. And you're
It's
going,
terrible.
It's almost as bad as New York City, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah, and you're going down underground, which bothers me enough because I'm underground. And then you get in this metal tube full of a bunch of people, and you're all rubbing next to each other. And I'm 6'3", so I take up a lot of room, So I can't stand it. And then you go to National Stadium where they build up and not out, so everyone's basically sitting on top of you, right?
I went to National Stadium for a Billy Joel concert.
Oh,
But
okay.
I did go to Camden Yards for a couple series when the Blue Jays were visiting. Very beautiful area. Baltimore has a bad reputation, but at least that part was very nice.
Yeah, that part of Baltimore is nice, but anywhere else you need a hard hat, a tetanus shot, and an AK-47, man, because Baltimore's off the chain. I have friends who live there, and it's boy, that's for sure.
Jaggy Babs in the house. Hey, booze.
Hey, Jameson said he could never survive in Lorne's apartment, especially when he blocks the door with towels. Hey guys, for anyone else who wants to join, the link is in the chat. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, let someone else being a female makes it even harder.
You're seeing all of your calculations that you were making, all the manipulation that you were doing. And like I said, this is just the beginning.
This is going to be hell.
Mm-hmm. But the bright side to that hell is that you weren't talking to a 13-year-old girl.
Come on, Lorne, start reading.
You must be bored if you're on the internet.
Here we go.
Unless you think it's fun. LOL.
Yeah. He says LOL.
That's me. Those are my two dogs.
Cute.
The black one is Bud and the little white one is Daisy.
Ah, they're cute.
I have Cam too if you'd like to see me on Cam. You can see Bud on Cam too. I gave Daisy away to her nephew before I moved here to Nashville.
Ah, you gave her away.
I really wasn't very happy to, but I thought it would be the best for her because my nephew and his wife have a dog just like her.
Cute.
For some reason, this is very cringe. Like I'm cringing so hard.
Yeah, like for me, I could never. Like, I'm glad this happened, but I could never be the person doing this.
Yeah, you got it.
Like, I'm good on her that she did it, but you have to be fucked up to do this.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking too. Because it was this one was the first one that I heard. It was funny, and then but the fact that there's so many and there's so many calls over they're messing. I don't feel bad for Lorne. It's just like, dude, what? And then the person who went to see him too is like, what's wrong? What's wrong with you now? You know what I mean? So what does that say about you?
I think Ember just got caught up with like having this huge internet reputation and when you stake your reputation on constantly pushing the edge, at some point, like the edge is gonna be Lorne's house, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Did you get the other two pictures I sent you?
Of your dog? Yeah.
Okay. Want to see me on Cam?
No, Lorne. No, we don't.
Look at those big blue eyes. You're so cute. LOL. Rose and smiley face.
So that was a smiley face.
Hi. Whatever the sign is.
He doesn't even know the own sign. He doesn't even know the actual other sign that he put on there.
Just say smiley face if you don't know what it is.
All right, smiley face.
Hi, LOL. Thanks.
You're welcome. What time is it there?
8:37.
Okay, same time as here then. Thought it was. Do I look cuter on cam than I'm doing that picture? LOL.
Yeah.
LOL. That's because pictures don't do very good with me. LOL.
Oh, LOL.
I bet all the boys are after you at your school, huh? LOL. See you right back.
No, not.
Oh, he didn't actually wait 20 seconds. And then start talking again.
LOL. Okay.
Back. Hang on again.
All
I
right,
just put a
Steve.
towel on the
Steve, have a good one, pal.
bottom of my door so my neighbors will think the lights are out and I've gone to bed. LOL.
Okay. LOL.
Okay, all set now. LOL.
Why do you want to do that?
Because they're starting to annoy me. They keep coming over and asking to use my phone, my computer, and if I'll take them to the
Here, a quick intermission, guys. Guys, gals, friends, and etc. Oh, hold on, where are we? I lost it. Are you guys ready for this?
Oh man.
Zeph and Luna, have you seen this before?
This looks like it was filmed in like the 1980s.
I think so, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I saw this.
Start stretching out.
Oh yeah, I think I saw this.
Whoever did this sped it up because it isn't long. You know what I mean?
Like this.
You see him throwing up that Illuminati symbol there?
And do you see when he's like, and my brother is taking pictures of me flexing my muscles here.
Everybody keeps asking about my arm, so what I did to get him this way.
Look at this beefcake, you guys. Are.
It looks like he's trying to start a lawnmower.
The epic music behind this video. Wow.
I don't think
Very
we're all.
inspiring.
I don't think we're all ready for this, guys. Oh man, yeah. Whoever did this sped it up because this video is like 20 minutes long.
Another thing that you can do that is really it's gonna hurt.
Now, where's the?
You know, him describing this isn't much different from him describing sex to Kayla in the chat log.
Did you guys notice? Wait, let me go to the original video. I hope this isn't under any type of copyright or whatever, but look. Who remembers the shake weight, dude? You guys remember that?
He has a video with
No, it's in this one right here.
Oh, it's in this one too?
Back muscles takes really.
Wait, does everyone on this panel know what a shake weight is?
Yes, unfortunately.
And the fact that he's using one was just classic, man.
Yeah, especially for females, it takes the flab off.
He needs to
muscles.
practice for when he sees those news broadcasts.
Where women get flab or fat back on the back of their arms more. That helps take that down, and also helps tighten up the chest muscles up here and the stomach muscles. You'll find that it helps the whole back of the whole front of the body and the shoulders.
You guys ready for this?
It really helps every part of the body and helps to lean it down, so you get that fat and flab off there that you don't want on there.
He's the next Billy Banks.
I'm not going to do this very long because normally I do it for 5 minutes, but I'm just going to do it for a couple right now. And I'll show you a couple
5 minutes.
different ones. You want to go like this?
Oh my goodness.
I can't even believe that was actually a thing.
Oh god.
Okay. Oh, the best things in life are free, man.
You do not want to hold your hand right up against that. You want to hold on
Like
the
he
grip.
literally has a video
Hold your hand up against that,
demonstrating
you're
how
gonna
to
start
make
hitting this knuckle
coffee.
right here. So you hold it down on the grip.
And it's
Put
funny.
put that one up next.
What's that?
Put his video demonstrating how to make coffee.
Oh
up
yeah,
next.
yeah. But here's the thing: the shake weight. I don't want to play the commercial because it's probably copyrighted. But they made fun of it on South
Well, they
Park,
must be out of business.
and that, you know what? I'm gonna find it. I don't care.
When
Dude,
Lorne Armstrong is your biggest customer, your
Yeah,
company is out of
The
business.
shake weight was a
Dude,
litmus test.
That thing was pretty big though, eh? Like it was on like a lot of different like things. Like people use that in like a lot of videos and work. Like that was like a
Here we
pretty
go.
like big thing.
Yeah, in like 2012.
Here's the video ad. Do I want to try it? Well, here's some news. Here's some news clips. I've been trying to use this thing.
Maybe you've seen it parodied. They're called shake weights.
Parody?
This is on the news. This is on the news.
We're demonstrating.
Yes.
They're now the focus of a brand new fitness class.
That is right. Alan McKay is shaking with excitement at the
Chip, you actually can't because I'm not monetized yet, but everyone, the Cash App is at the bottom of the screen. So feel free if you want to donate, drop something on the Cash App. But once I hit 1,000 subs, you will be able to do super chats and super thanks. So, and I've actually, guys, I just hit 700 and let me see. 709 subs. So thanks, you guys. Especially thanks to all you guys who've been rocking with me since
Started
the very,
from the
very,
bottom,
very,
now
start.
we're here.
Seriously, yeah.
prospect taking part of this new shake weight class. And Allie, is it better to go slow or better to go
She has a Beastie Boys shirt and a shake weight.
fast? Just a question.
I think you kind of.
But it's funny if you just close your eyes and listen to the sound. It's absolutely hilarious.
Imagine that it's the new year. You want to get in shape. And out of all the classes that you can take, this is the one you choose. And look at this knucklehead in the back next to this. Look at his face.
Yeah, he's feeling it, man. He's feeling it.
I wonder what goes on in the locker rooms afterwards.
This is what Lorne brings us into, guys. Is shake weight land here. Oh man, and I have to say that this was really like a litmus test because no one in their right mind would use this thing. And then there's Lorne making of all people making a workout video.
But he made that like 5 years after it was relevant.
Oh man, that's even worse.
Vary it. You vary it. You can know how you're doing, by feeling the burn, if you will. Something I noticed doing the shake weight, there's a little mirror on the top, so you can actually check yourself
Is that
out.
where the
I've always wondered.
is that where the cool down spray comes out?
Like you're masturbating to yourself.
Is that where the cool down spray comes out?
Oh, that's actually only on South Park, but and it went to sleep mode. Strange. Yes, go
Allie,
ahead,
I got a
Mark
question. It's Mark here, and they asked me to join in, but I've got a small white one. Does that make a difference?
Oh my God!
Oh,
Can
God.
people be any more
That's
oblivious?
what she said.
He knew what he was doing. He had to have known what he was doing.
Oh man.
Oh my God!
I don't actually think.
Look
it's
at
the
the
size
black
of
guy
it,
laughing.
it's actually the technique and how you.
Okay, thank you.
Come on, man. How are they?
Yeah, but thank you so much for asking that. I'm
No,
sure a
yeah.
lot of men at home are wondering that as well. Not Chris, because he told me he had the big black one. So yeah, that's very good stuff. This has been parodied by
What?
every single show.
What?
Oh no!
Oh my God.
What is going on?
Not the people in the tech room.
What is going on, man?
Clip of that. God,
This is like a fever dream. Like,
Imagine.
This is like an Onion skit.
Imagine that.
Yeah, it's like something out of Onion SNL or something.
Imagine how many of them went to journalism school. One day I'm going to be a news anchor. I'm going
And
to work.
this is why I don't trust the American media.
Yeah, man, and I'm going to work in the news and be a journalist. And then, hey, guess what? We're going to have a shake weight segment.
See, it's very important. So many people make fun of this, but that's only helped this business. They have sold 4.5 million of these things, and it is a workout, Shawnee.
What? 4.5 million.
This is no joke. You're out of breath. This is serious. So if people are just joining us,
Look
how
at
much
this
do
guy,
the,
man. He's
sponsors
into it.
we
Look at
sent,
him.
the little white one. How much do you
And-
weigh?
The white ones weigh 2.5 pounds.
Okay, and then the black ones?
5 pounds.
I'm calling discrimination and racism there. As a black man, I'm offended that they would.
How could they make such a presumption?
Oh man,
5 pounds, and you're saying that
Look at
this
this
is
guy.
not just a workout with the shake weight. You're incorporating every aspect of fitness.
You can dance with
Absolutely.
it.
This is a full body workout. What we have is muscular
Is
endurance
this shake,
going on
shake,
here. We're
shake
challenging
weight?
your
So
strength, your
does that mean
muscles. We're
masturbating
keeping
is
the
a
blood
full
flow
body
going.
workout?
Look at this guy.
Multi-directional movements here with the shake weight. So you are burning
Apparently.
lots of calories. Your body's
Classes, and would you believe people are tooling around in a shake weight mobile?
Put on
Yes,
Lorne
and by
Week
the way,
coffee
We
nut.
will see you next hour.
Yes.
Oh my.
Are those things
goodness.
like battery powered or something? Or
No,
what?
no. You use momentum. Hold on. Hold on. Wait, there was one. Lorne Armstrong. Coffee.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, so
Hello,
guys,
everyone.
just to
Hello, everyone.
okay, so
Starts every video like that.
so for everyone, let's just go to his channel here first, right? So look, all this, and he only got 4,000 subs, right? But this is when he was trying to be famous.
You got to catch up, AJ.
And he was making t-shirts and stuff. Like, he honestly thought that because people kept watching his segments on I mean his segment that he was famous. So he was trying to make like a reality show, and I believe he was violating his parole.
Yeah,
Because-
you can't be on the internet if you're a sex offender.
Yeah, you are not supposed to be on the internet. And then look at all these videos that he was posting. Look at that.
I've told this anecdote in the chat before, but he actually sold the shirt and hat that he wore on the episode to a member of the community, Ethan Griswold, and I think it ended up getting burned in the end.
Oh man. Here, let's go to
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
For some reason, people have been wanting to know the recipe for my wheat coffee. Well, I'm going to give it to you right now.
Let me just say, he transitions from talking about coffee into defending pedophilia so seamlessly in this.
This is what I do. I already fixed it. Got my pot of coffee. It's up to 4 cups.
a pot of coffee.
Pot of coffee.
I'm just cringing so hard.
Yeah, and this is his life. He's a real person. He's not a character that someone's playing. This is actually him, and it's funny because we said he was getting views and stuff, thinking that people honestly wanted to see it. But no, dude, they're literally pointing and laughing at you.
I'm going to take some Folgers.
Yuck.
What do you say? This is some gourmet.
I need to
we would have been all right with some freeze-dried Folgers choice, but you pull this gourmet stuff on us. What flavor is this?
I need to switch coffee brands now. That's
Right there. Right there is the amount that I put in for 4 cups. Or for 4 cups.
Barely enough for one
Well.
cup.
Well, it's weak
He
coffee.
likes his coffee like he likes his shake weights black. Oh man, that's great. Here we go.
It actually goes out to a 12-cup pot to 3.5 scoops of coffee.
What?
Put it in.
No.
Wait, what? Hold on. Wait, I'm so confused. Hold on.
I think he's trying to explain
Of
how
coffee.
it's different proportions for different amounts of liquid, and he just totally
Put it in there. Turn it on and make it. And what you turn out with is my coffee, which I got some in this cup right here already. And I take just a little bit of sugar.
You can't even see it.
That much. Well, you see it that much.
Can I say something?
Sure, absolutely.
Occasionally, I like watching like bad cooks on YouTube. Like
I
really,
do that
really
too.
bad
Cinnamon
ones.
Toast Ken has those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love watching those. And if this guy continued it, it would be amazing. Like, he has the potential of being a very bad cook.
Man,
He probably just makes burnt toast.
There's some people who make some things, and I mean, yes, there's some of them that make stupid stuff for clout and all, but I really think there's some people whose mom or dad or whatever taught them like making stuff in the sink is okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you seen people make a whole big thing of like mac and cheese or something in the sink, in their kitchen sink?
Dude, what?
Yes, dude, it's disgusting. There's a guy on Instagram. He's a comedian, and one of his characters he plays is an old black guy who's looking through the blinds at people and their terrible recipes. And he's like, "Ooh, my stomach bubbling." I gotta find him on Instagram, but you guys follow him because he is hilarious. And he goes to and looks at all these horrible recipes for the things. I'll find him and then I'll drop his name in the chat. But they had one where the lady made I forget what. It was like chili or something in the sink. And then she took half of it out, washed her hands with soapy water next to the rest of the chili, and then scooped the chili into the pan. And then another lady, the little aluminum like disposable pan things that you can cook stuff in. She didn't take the wrapper out, right, of the bottom, and was cooking with it. It was like, what? And then she put it on the floor, and then her cat put her foot in it. I mean, put his foot in it, and she's like, "Oh well," and just kept cooking. It's like, dude, that's
Extra minerals.
I don't eat at potlucks, man, anymore.
Get cat litter and stuff in there.
You don't know what people are gonna do. Now I can't find this.
Now get ready for the greatest pivot of all time.
A little bit of creamer. About that much. Stir it and drink.
Wowzers!
Boy, doesn't that taste good.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
But the thing is,
here we go.
The reason that I make my coffee weak like that is because I like the taste of it, for one. For another, I can drink it all day long and all night long right up to bedtime, and it does not keep me awake at all. It's just I like the taste of it. So for all of you that want to criticize my coffee, go ahead. You don't like my coffee?
Now
Don't
let's draw a parallel here.
Your coffee sucks, Lorne. How about that?
drink it. It's that simple. No need to make a big deal out of it and think of all kinds of stupid things to say that some of you do really think of some really dumb things to say about some really dumb things. So I'll clear something else up for you too. I will get my chat log together. And I will show you the places that I said no in that chat log.
Wait. Hold on. Wait,
That is a plot
wait,
twist.
how did
What
we
a transition!
How did we get there? I blinked, and all of a sudden we're in the chat log where he's defending himself.
What happened?
So the reason why I like my coffee so weak is because I like to be able to have decoys drink it with like what is
argue with me about it.
See, coffee starts with C and Chomo starts with C, so I think we're in the right area.
I will also tell you
And so
more
does
things
Casey.
about
Was that?
the state.
and so does Casey. is
Yeah,
what I said.
that's true.
I just want to do it on this video. This is the coffee video. So let's concentrate on the coffee. Try that coffee. See how you like it. If you don't like it, it's pretty simple. You don't like it, don't drink it. Make it the way you want it. You like it, drink it. You can drink it all day long. It's not even going to hurt you a little bit.
What the fuck is he talking about?
He had never produced the video where he finds the parts in his chat log where he says no. He has a follow-up video like explaining it away.
This
Wait.
feels like every time he talks, he reminds me of my university days when I had to write an essay. Like I'm trying to fill in as much as words as I can.
The Lorne reality show. Lorne's chicken pie.
Everyone, welcome to the Lorne reality show.
He even says it. What a train wreck, man.
In this show, we're going to be doing chicken pie. And as my mother calls it, it's Lorne's chicken pie, is what she calls it. She actually made this pie when I was just a kid when she made it. And I think I was around 11 years old, 11 or 12, somewhere around there. And I loved it. And she made it for me ever since. And she called it Lorne's chicken pie.
And I wonder how she feels that she made chicken pot pie for a pervert like you, Lorne.
You know his whole rant about his siblings and him doing favors for them.
I don't think I've seen that.
He has one video that's like a rant, like, oh, I went over to my brother's house and I fixed his deck. And I said, don't pay me. Just give me some of your very good brownies. Then I went over to my sister's house and fixed this. And I said, don't pay me. Just give me some of your homemade mac and cheese. Then I went over here and said, just give me some of that. And none of them ever got back to me.
Oh, man.
The guy was hungry.
Bobby Caldwell died. Oh, man. Does everyone know who that is? Probably not. Here, music history lesson. Guys, this is Bobby Caldwell. And he is English and he's white, but everyone thought he was black because of how he sings. The guy, he sings, what you won't do for love. You tried everything, but you don't give up. Yeah. So everyone in the 70s, when this album came everyone thought he was black because his face is on here, but he's saying like a very soulful R&B, right? So when he would go out on stage and like he would play in like New York and like a lot of the South and a lot of predominantly black areas, they'd be like, "Who's this white guy coming out on stage?" Yeah, man, he passed away. That sucks. I'm off topic, but yeah, you can sing that. Check out Bobby Caldwell, guys.
Do you know the only song by a white artist to reach #1 on the R&B chart?
This one?
No, I'm just asking if you know.
I thought it was this. It was a Bobby Caldwell song.
I Can't Go For That by Hall & Oates.
Oh yeah. Do you guys know that? Whoops.
I saw them live.
So many
Actually, when I
people-
lived in Richmond, I saw them live in Herndon, Virginia.
Yeah, he did catfish people with his music, but people think that. Do you remember on It's Always Sunny? He's like, "I'm Peter Gabriel, and you're Hall & Oates." Dude, Hall & Oates is two people. No, his first name is Holland. His last name is Oates. You know, people people honestly don't know that these guys are black. I mean, are white. And it's funny, but because look at this 80s stash. He's got the perm.
That's the classic corn star stash.
And it was years later where he's like, why did no one tell me how terrible that mustache looked on me?
We were actually talking about this in the chat last night, but Daryl Hall got Lyme disease and it like derailed their career for a long time.
Yeah. I saw that, guys, and I know that we're off the topic here, but the Lyme disease is, I mean, they're making better treatments for it, but it'll mess you up. My coworker, she had facial paralysis from Lyme disease, or the whole right side of her face, like her eye was like half shut, and then you know how Justin Bieber,
she was like Jim Ross, basically.
Yeah. Or how Justin Bieber looked last year, where his face was messed up. That's how she looked
after the V word. After he got the V word.
The V word. Don't say it. Put it in the chat. The V word.
The jab.
Oh well, we can't talk about that, you guys.
That's why I didn't say it.
Okay, I thought you meant something else. I thought you meant venereal disease.
Yeah, we were talking about Lyme disease too the other day because we have like tons of ticks down here, and I had like no idea it like messes you up that bad.
Yeah, guys, that's why I never go out in the woods. Couple reasons why I don't go out in the woods. I'm not an outdoorsy guy. I don't do hiking. I don't do camping. I don't do any of that foolishness, right? First of all, anytime that a bunch of white people and a black person go out in the woods and there's some Sasquatch or psycho killer, who always dies first? Tyrone, Jamal. Where's Jamal? I'm not. Nope. And then getting ticks and Lyme disease. No way, man. Nope, not gonna do it.
You know, down here we got like lots of like coyote packs and stuff and like different things. The only thing that I was ever worried about in my whole life were ticks. I wear pants every time I go out. I wear pants with like my socks tucked in and everything.
And the thing is now that the weather's getting warmer in places, there's like an increase in ticks, right?
Yeah, I heard that.
And man, it's something. One of my favorite fighters, Jim Miller, he was really, really good. He's an MMA guy, and he had Lyme disease, and it derailed his whole career. And he was really, really good, but he would train, and his body
the same thing
respond. You know,
the same thing happened to this golfer, Jimmy Walker, who won the PGA Championship, a major at one point, and he got Lyme disease, and he was never good after that.
You know, any type of like parasite like that just feeds off you. It's just no.
John said, "Spoon." You guys remember the tick? This is good television. If you haven't watched the cartoon or either of the live action shows, watch The Tick. It is hilarious. It's really, really, really good. So, hey, let's get back on track here. Come
on. First thing we got to do is that this is actually my first time ever making it. My mother has always
just don't burn the house down, Lorne.
The first thing we got to do is look at the directions, and first thing is we got to do put 4 cups of cut up chicken in a 9 by 13 inch pan. So we got the pan right here, and we got everything all pre-done, pretty much, with the exception of the crust. We've got the cut up chicken right here.
And you guys gotta realize. Oh wait.
You
Hold
spread
on.
it all on the bottom of the.
Wait a minute. We didn't finish our workout, ladies and gentlemen.
You don't hurt that knuckle.
Do you know what I want? If there are any musicians out there, just just grab this. Use it. Is it metronome? Is it metronome in English?
Yeah.
Yeah, and just make a music out of it, please. I'm begging.
And he's like in his front yard on a blanket.
That would be like the Nathan For You episode where they form a band around a smoke detector. I don't know if anyone's in the Nathan Fielder or not.
What is that? Nathan For You. Is that a show?
I won't get into explaining it. We'll get too off track. I just thought of that and thought some people might know.
Let me see. He's still going.
Okay, we'll do that right there. Normally, you want to do it for like 5 minutes worth of up here because it's not that hard of an exercise. It gets hard on the arms because you're tightening up the arms. But here's another way that you can do it right here.
Oh God!
Come on, Lorne.
I know that looks funny.
Yeah, it does look funny.
What it does is it tightens up the two ab muscles right up here. And actually,
The two ab muscles.
it actually probably does the second layer of your ab muscles too. But but then another thing that you can do with it is go like that. Then you're tightening up all of your ab muscles here and even along here. And you turn on the other side. And you're doing the same thing, tightening up your ab muscles here and over here. But those there are harder to do. You find it awkward doing them.
He was probably up late at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and he saw the shake weight commercial. It was like, oh man.
He's like, I have so much experience doing this motion already.
I know, I gotta have this.
But that's what those there are good for. Another one is holding it up here like this.
I thought he was going to throw it.
Yeah, I know, right? So wait, why did he even put it down? If he just back up
Another one.
Did he think he was doing some sort of like sleight of hand or something?
Like this. Going right in the back. Like that. What that does is it tightens up all your back muscles right up here. So, which is both. It's good for both men and women. Because it helps your shoulders to get stronger and keeps the.
To think that anyone on earth would ever want to take any advice from this knucklehead, like the fact that he's so unaware that he honestly thought that people would be watching this for any type of educational purposes at all, just blows my mind.
Fat and flab away from them. So, all right, we're gonna.
He's dying already.
He's so dumb. He's out of breath.
Another one that I do. Well, I don't know if I want to do that one this time or not, but you're gonna find this video is gonna be uncut.
Huh. You don't say.
Because if
You know that whole shake weight for 5 minutes thing is baloney.
It's uncut. It's the Predator Raw version. You might say.
It's the director's
series
cut.
of push-ups, which is only, well, how can I do that?
By doing a push-up, maybe?
All right, we're gonna go like this. We're gonna do the diamond shape one. See, I kind of got my routine out of order.
a little bit than what I normally do. So I'm gonna go like this, make
There's
your
the
diamond shape,
Illuminati symbolism.
and do these 10 push-ups or whatever you can do at the time. But 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, he's not touching his belly to the
We're gonna
ground.
do push-ups with the weight.
Oh, let's see this.
1, 2, 3.
Do you think he would have gotten better shape being in prison for like 10 years?
I think for him that is good shape. You know what I'm saying?
That's probably why he's so good at doing the shake weight motion.
I mean, I have to be honest. I have to be honest. This would be. He's definitely in better shape than I am. But I also wasn't in prison for 10 years.
Shake weight for 5 minutes a day.
If I ever went to jail, all I would do was work out.
Yeah. Man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, that's probably he had a lot of practice in prison, man. That's for sure. Well, so guys, they were saying like, why is it that because California they took the weights away from the prisoners and the men's and the women's prisons, right? Like, how do these guys get so jacked? Like they're huge.
Yo,
just doing push-ups,
when you're in your
pull-ups, eating crappy food, and then using like trash bags and everything. And okay, well, here, who was saying something here? You go, and then I'll go.
Well, like I'm sure like when doing like any type of bodywork stuff, that's like one of the best things you can do. And when you're stuck, some people, if you're stuck in your cell for like 23 hours a day and you got nothing to do but like sit there and do push-ups or chin-ups or lift whatever. I've watched videos where they get creative. They put stuff like books in their pillowcase and they use them for weights and stuff. Like,
so another thing too is, all right, here. It's like these guys here, right? Like all they have is leftover bars and everything. So they'll go and do like dips until failure. Those do dips like hundreds and hundreds of dips and hundreds of pull-ups and all this other stuff. Push-ups and all this other stuff, right? So, but here's another thing. People wonder why. How can I put this? I've heard that when you're in prison, right? It's so dangerous that men and women both are in combat mode all the time. You're stressed out, and your survival instinct, especially with the violence that's going on in a men's area. So men are in that constant fight mode, right? And that actually helps to stimulate growth hormones and stuff in everyone, because you're constantly in that battle mode. So when you're saying
that's how it is living in Brooklyn.
But yeah, so like so it's not like just being in a regular gym where there's Britney Spears playing on the radio and there's just people working out. There's that constant tension in the air pop off, so that kind of puts like old school type of mentality, and that helps with muscle growth and other types of things. So
the last thing I'm going to say about that is like, you remember when Mike Tyson went to prison and when he got out, and
he was
absolute dude. This guy was a monster when he got out.
Because remember, it wasn't until recently, I would say until about 15, 20 years ago, that boxers started lifting weights. The actual boxing from like 95 when there was an actual main boxing commission to I want to say the early 2000s, the actual boxing strength and conditioning didn't include weight training at all. So in a prime 80s Mike Tyson, when he was 80, it was like 88, 89, they would do 500 push-ups, jump rope, pull-ups, bag drills, all the sprints, all of that. But like Ali never touched a weight. Frazier, any of those guys. And a lot of them were in great shape, and that's how a lot of them didn't get.
Well, Like after that, when he got out, like I guarantee you, like him in his prime, like no one on planet Earth would mess with him.
Yeah,
Like,
but I would say
I love Mike Tyson.
Great
Great personality as well.
Pre-prison Mike Tyson beats post-prison Mike Tyson every time. Because because prime 89 19-year-old Mike Tyson was faster, more agile, more explosive. All that extra weight did and lifting did was slow him down.
Yeah, I see.
Tyson didn't lose a lot, but the guys that he lost to is because he was flat-footed and he was slow. And one of the reasons why, look, I'm 6'3", I'm 250, right? Tyson was 5'10", 5'9", about 230 solid in his heyday. He was knocking out guys over 280, 275. And that's
he had a very similar career trajectory to Barry Bonds. You know, Barry Bonds started out as more of a slimmer base stealer around the same time period, actually, and then he jacked up.
Yeah, but yeah, and then there's guys that have natural genetics, because you look at Holyfield lived on a farm, guys. He lived on a farm. He would get up, he would do 600 pull-ups, he would do 900 push-ups, he would do handstand push-ups, and then he would go bale hay, and then he would go train boxing. Like, what?
Two things I'm gonna say real quick. Shoot, man. Sorry, my memory is real bad. I just lost my train of thought.
Happens to me all the time.
It's so bad, man.
You got to drink some more Lorne's weak coffee, man. It'll put you right up.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah, genetics and stuff. Like you see, Tyson Fury fight. This guy's got like big love handles, fat back and stuff. This guy kicks ass, man. Sorry. Can I say it? Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, you can, but look,
sorry.
Here, guys. I'm so off track here. Look, this is like.
Oh yeah. We'll continue the stream. Yeah, sorry.
Prime. I don't want to do. But let's just do like Mike Tyson, right? Because Mike Tyson.
Getting off topic is the best part. That's what I love about Wall's videos.
It changed the game, right? Like this is okay. Before Mike Tyson, you had Ali, right? You had Muhammad Ali, right? And he was in shape. But look, like he's not ripped, right? He was about 215 pounds, right? Mm-hmm. So I mean, he was not that big, right? But then after that, you had Larry Holmes. Here's the thing about Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes, he was built like your Uncle Steve. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at that. This is when he was champion. Like that was his physique. You know, like he wasn't
like a refrigerator with arms.
Yeah. I mean, he's built like your Uncle Stan, who comes over and helps with the plumbing. You know what I'm saying?
Where does Floyd Mayweather fit in all
and
this?
Then you have Mike Tyson. And when Tyson came out, and he looked like, where is prime Mike Tyson?
He looked like a WWE wrestler.
Look at this guy. Look at that. Oops. I mean, dude was just yoked, man. Like he was just a complete. That's after. But then, so what happened after that was guys like Evander Holyfield came in. And look at his build. You know what I mean? And this is him older, but look at that. Guys didn't have this type of muscle mass for fighting, right? And now all of the guys.
He looks like Steve Harvey in that picture.
Yeah, for the longest time had this build until Tyson Fury came along. Look at this guy.
Look at those love handles too on this side.
And here's the thing about this guy. Imagine, I mean, he's 6'9" and he's 280, right? But if you were to see him in a bar wearing a regular shirt or whatever, you just think, who's this guy? But dude, he moves like a guy half his size. He's strong. He's fast. He can move. The guy just defies reason. In the same way that, and I'm going down the rabbit hole. You guys remember who saw King Richard with Will Smith in it?
Oh yeah.
I thought the willpower Tyson has too. Like when he was down with Wilder there, he got up like Michael Myers, like this.
So this is Jennifer Capriati, everyone. And Jennifer Capriati was she was the thing before Venus and Serena. Okay? And she has that thin, Chris Everett style build. Okay? Just, athletic. But then what happened? Venus Williams came in. And look at Venus Williams' build, right? It was hard to actually hit her serves back. And then Serena Williams came in. And have you noticed that ever since then, look at that. How do you Jennifer Capriati trying to hit her serves back?
Dude, look at that.
Right?
Holy.
Yeah.
So AJ.
Yeah, hold on. You have Azarenka, the tennis player. All of a sudden, all these Eastern European girls started coming into tennis because they were the only ones that could hit the ball back. Azarenkas and all the Ovas and Rinkas and stuff. What I'm saying is, Serena Williams is to tennis what Mike Tyson was, like biologically to boxing. Her build, her strength, her speed completely changed the game in the same way that Tyson did. She must own a shake weight.
AJ, how do you explain Floyd Mayweather being the greatest ever when he was skinny fat? Fat.
Floyd
that's
not the greatest ever.
That's why they have like weight classes, though.
Yeah, no.
Like
Floyd Mayweather, to me, the GOAT is Sugar Ray Robinson. He's the greatest all.
But just pull up a picture of Floyd's body. He's I
get it.
He looks like a meth addict.
Yeah.
But the thing is no, Floyd's in shape.
Yeah. Well, AJ too. For the greatest ever. That's why, like, with weight classes and stuff. Because did you ever see videos of people doing like jujitsu where with no limits on the weight? So you'd have like a really small guy against a really big guy.
Yeah.
And
they did that. Do you think in pride fighting in Japan they would have open weights, and then you would do multiple fights in one night? Do you think that Floyd is tarnishing his legacy at all by doing these celebrity matches? No, I just don't think that he's the greatest of all time. I would put Sugar Ray Robinson.
I love Floyd, but I don't like that he's doing these celebrity matches.
You know,
it besmirches his career.
Well, his nickname is Money. You know how much money he's getting for those?
Yeah. It used to be.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but when you have so much money, at some point, legacy has to matter more.
Yeah. So the thing is Sugar Ray Robinson won 49 fights in a row, and then he lost once, and then he went on an 89 fight winning streak, up and down weights. He defended his belt like 12 times in like 2 months or something. This guy was the man, and this is man. And then he's also dealing with all the Jim Crow South stuff, and then Rocky Marciano, who never fought a black fighter. Guys, okay, boxing has and always will be one of the most racist sports there is. Right? If you look at the history of what's been going on, so the fact that these guys did this with all the corruption and all the people against him. And then my other guy that I would put in the GOAT is Chavez Sr. There he is. Yeah. He's the man too. Good.
What about Butterbean?
Oh, Jameson made a great point that Lennox Lewis did change the game because he was so big, but he moved really, really, really fast too. So I would say Tyson Fury is like the evolution of Lennox Lewis.
Put up the butterbean body.
Yeah. But again, someone with butterbean, when with weight, you can get power. You have a lot of weight behind that punch.
Guy. Can you imagine trying to fight this guy? No, but and then have you guys ever heard of here we go. The female GOAT, man. The greatest all time. The greatest woman to ever put boxing gloves on. She was the female Mike Tyson.
I feel like I would really like to date a female fighter. That would be in my wheelhouse.
So Ann Wolfe, she grew up in horrible situations, lived on the streets or whatever, and she had was a single mom, couple kids in and out of jail, and she went to a rehab, and part of her rehab was that she had to do physical training and activity, right? So she was at the gym just randomly just beating up on this bag because she was always an angry person. And this guy who is her coach that they call Pops saw her hitting the bag. It was like, have you ever trained before? She's like, no. He's like, well, you know what? You should learn how to beat people up and get paid for it. So, dude, she is really, really good. And this fight right here, you look at the size difference. So Ann Wolfe, she was a very angry, cocky person, but she could knock you out. And Vonda Ward, she's 6'1", 185 pounds. Ann Wolfe was like 5'7". She was like, I don't like the way that Ann Wolfe talks about the sport, and she makes the sport look bad. And Ann Wolfe goes, I will go up 3 weight classes and knock you out. And sure enough, she did. And I don't want to show the knockout because it'll get copyrighted. But
where does Ronda Rousey rank for you in female fighters?
Well, are we talking about boxing, or are we talking about fighting? Period.
I would say just as a sports entertainment figure in general,
I
considering she's also in WWE. I mean, she's covered all the bases.
Well, I would put her up there because she brought women into MMA, right? And she medaled in judo. She was the very first American woman to medal in judo. That had never happened.
The chat wants us to get back to TCAP.
Yeah, so well, I will finish my point first.
Sorry.
But what I'm saying is, MMA is one of the only sports where the women at the top get paid as much as the men at the top. Ronda Rousey,
that's awesome. I didn't know
was
that.
making more than most of the men on the roster because she put butts in seats. If you look at a boxing card, women usually don't get paid anything. But in MMA, if you watch the UFC, for anyone that's about women's empowerment, they've had multiple high-selling pay-per-views with all women on the main card. No male fights. And the arena was sold out. And they sold 1 million pay-per-views. You cannot do that in boxing. You can't even have the WNBA make money because no one watches. But you can have an entire pay-per-view card where people pay $75 in a UFC match that has all women on the card. So
breaking that glass ceiling, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, then we're gonna do these. And take just like this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
He is winded.
He should be training some of these female fighters, man.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Okay, and we're gonna work our biceps. 1, 2, 3.
Was it
4,
Thomas?
5.
I don't even know how to say your last name. So I'm from Seattle, man. Originally from the West Coast.
9, 10. 1, 2, 3.
I do have a story that I was going to share on another live, but you guys got to check this out. Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, I think we've about played out watching Lorne.
Here you go. Hold on. Pulling this up.
6.
Hold on. And where is it? I gotta find it. Hold on. Oops.
You don't want to do. Just starting out. You don't want to do any more than that. Then take your breather.
I'm smoking too, Thomas.
What is her name? Sorry,
That's
guys.
what we're gonna do this week for the show.
So
and next week,
teacher right
concentrate
here.
on some other things.
Another teacher, guys.
But at least now,
Yeah.
people will be able to start exercising.
Hillsman.
Start getting their fat, winter fat gone and their summer skin in. So, thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time on Reality.
Aha. All right, here we go.
A former HISD middle school teacher is facing mounting legal troubles tonight. Destiny Hillsman is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with 2 female students. And
Oopsie.
Rhoda has been digging through court papers all day, and he's live in our newsroom with what he's uncovered. Andy?
Daniela, Destiny Hillsman is no longer working at HISD's Holland Middle School.
I would hope not.
25-year-old educator is accused of having an inappropriate relationship with 2 girls, a 13 and 14-year-old. According to court papers, Hillsman kissed and texted both girls, telling the 14-year-old at one point...
Oh, you're from Hungary.
Oh,
cool,
nice.
man. Right on.
What time is it there?
Yeah, what time is it there?
Another European.
So we have Budapest, and then Luna. You're in what city again?
You probably know North Rhine-Westphalia. So I'm in. I'm going to say it in a very German accent. I'm sorry. I'm in Paderborn.
Okay, and then we have Liverpool, and then we have I believe Jillian Moss is from New Zealand, right?
I just want to say, we started this whole thing out, giving the background of the history of the TCAP community and stuff. And up until your channel, I was always a lurker. Because there was just too much drama for me. When I've been on your streams is the first time I've ever done anything like this in my life. And to just, to see the people from Hungary are on here, listening to me right now, it almost brings a tear to my eye. It's very, very special.
Well, thanks, man. I mean, like I said, I've seen people do TCAP stuff, but never a place where you can actively just hang out and just talk trash and laugh.
Well, it happened in the past, but it was one of those social media communities where there's always a hierarchy and there's a lot of gatesmanship and stuff. But your channel and the Discord is all wide open.
The thing is, guys, I'm at the point now in life where if you're not a positive, fun person, I don't even deal with you. In my life here, I don't have any negative people or people that take life too seriously. You know what I'm saying? Because okay, I have an issue. I've always had an issue in the office, all the offices I've worked in, because you know how there's people that are there are people that are very, very what's the word? People that have an air of like indifference, right? Like they just kind of walk around, they keep to themselves, and people always say that's
it's like a thing that it's cool to not care. I think that's what
yes,
you're
but then
describing.
there are people who just aren't very expressive. They're very, very introverted, right? So they come to work, do their job, and go home, right? Now the issue, especially with women who are very introverted, is that a lot of people in the office are, what's Luna's problem? Why doesn't she talk to anyone? She's mean. Yeah, like no, maybe Luna just wants to come to work, sit down, do her job, and go home. People don't like not knowing that you have things going on in your life. They want to know that their life is miserable and yours is too. I get the opposite because when I was going into work, hey guys, how you doing? Like I don't know. Excuse me. Hey, dude, why are you so happy all the time? Why doesn't anything ever bother you? I'm like, well, because why am I going to bring my problems to work? You know, and I find that having my type of mentality, if you're that type of person that has that negative energy that doesn't like feed off.
Unfortunately, I used to be, but I've been working from home for 2 years, so I don't. But I was that type of person. I hate to say. I mean, I'm just very. I mean, I'm sure you could tell from the Discord that I'm just very open and forward about everything about my life. So. Like when I was last working in an office, I was working with people that were all like 5 to 7 years younger than me. And even with just that small age gap, there's like such a generational difference. Like I remember life before the internet was ubiquitous.
Yeah, yeah. I think I remember actually handwriting. Well, yeah, I think in one of the videos I was saying that we used to have to take pictures, get them developed, scan them, and then email them to people. Like that took a while.
That she was her soulmate. In her statements to police, Hillsman also telling investigators that she professed her love to the 13-year-old and bought her a ring so they could have matching ones. Telling her in a text message, quote, "I'm always with you forever."
Ugh, you guys, what is going on with these teachers, man? It's absolutely insane.
And now she's going to be in prison, hopefully forever.
Also,
well, where is this? In California?
It says Houston, so I don't know.
Well, that's all you had to say is Houston.
I don't know if it was in Houston, but
oh yeah, it says it in the bottom right corner.
Hillsman believed the 13-year-old.
Yeah, for everyone who's new, try to not use a lot of swear words because the algorithm will pick it up and end the stream. So
was, quote, her person.
Because we have had that happen once before, right? Everyone.
And that if anyone ever found out about the two of them, she would look bad because she's an adult and the 13-year-old is a child. Court papers also state that she sent the 14-year-old a text that read, quote, "You're a good kisser. Your
like this could literally be from Lorne."
And I honestly don't get that a lot.
It's not a male or female thing at all.
Because you want to, not because I want you to.
If you just look at this in a
Hillsman was
vacuum,
arrested
you
and
wouldn't
charged
know
in
that it was
October
a
of
male
last
or
year.
a
She also
female
told the
saying.
investigators she made a
That's true,
mistake
yeah.
and is not a bad person.
Say that again?
I said if you just looked at those texts in a vacuum, you would not know if it was a male or a female saying it.
Yeah. And that's just the thing that I try and always say on this channel is that we have this thing where we talk about male predators, yes, and there's a large amount of them, yes, but at the same time, I feel like there's just been an increase in female predators, and no one ever talks about it.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about your channel is that you make a proactive effort to highlight female predators as well.
I also say that one, okay, part of there's a couple like milestones in your development that I say when you realize that you're an adult. Number one, when you realize how much your time is worth. right? When you walk into a job and you're like, I need to be getting paid more than this, and you're willing to quit and go somewhere else. And number two, when you realize that some of every group are a piece of trash. There's a minority of every group. It doesn't matter who you are, any sexual preference, race, religion. There's a small minority who are just pieces of trash, right? In the same way, and I say this because my good friend knows a woman who met a guy. So she's older. Her house was paid off, and her son was grown, and she was like, I need to be with a Christian man, right? So she met this guy that was a total bum who had 8 kids by multiple women, right? And they met and they got married all because, he's in the church and doing all this stuff. She moved him and 4 of his kids into her house. He ended up cheating on her. They got divorced, and he took half of her house at the divorce. Now, all because she let her guard down just because he was in the church and he claimed to be some Christian guy. What I'm saying is I don't trust anybody.
And if they're proudly in the church, probably I would trust them even less.
But
I mean, as somebody that recently converted to Christianity, like, the church is no reflection of like who I.
But what
I don't want the church.
Yeah, of course,
representing
yeah.
me, let's say that.
I'm saying I'm fine with people being religious, but if they go out and say like, you know,
it's
the video.
disgusting. And anytime somebody on TCAP like tried to use that as a defense, like
the video that I
it's
did
an insult to
yesterday.
Christianity.
Yeah. Well, the video that I did yesterday, where what was his name?
Randall Wolford.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll say it. AJ. Well, Chris, whether it makes sense or not, God is my savior. That is the truth.
And that's the story that he's sticking to. So,
like, that's so insulting as a Christian.
Hold on, guys. You know what? While we're all here, who was it that brought up Robert Salinas? Was that you, Josh, on one of the streams?
Robert Salinas, he was the copy machine fixer guy that brought the chicken sandwiches.
You guys, because I was going to do the video on him, but you know what? Let's just check this out right now. Who's all for checking out Robert Salinas, guys?
Oh yeah, I am down, baby.
And here, I'm gonna drop the link. So
yeah, Thomas wants to jump in here.
Go in, just click on the link, and if you don't want to show your face, just turn your camera off. And so here we go. And this video is cut up enough to where I think that we won't get yeeted off of YouTube. So, guys,
Ben and Jerry's Funky Monkey.
Guys, I say guys. That's just something that I say. So I don't like. I mean, guys, in a not as in like a gender.
I have the same dialectical problem.
So, oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say. I'll remember it. Okay.
I could get in trouble for making love to a minor. Maybe I'll bring ice cream. I can put it on you and eat it off your body.
Ben and Jerry's Funky Monkey?
That's not the correct name of the ice cream, though. It's Funky Monkey.
Hey, Luna, does it have Ben and Jerry's where you live in Germany?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Do they have Ben and Jerry's ice cream over there?
I don't think so, but it may be I live in a very small place. It may be in Berlin, maybe. So, yeah.
I love ice cream, guys. I don't eat it much, but I really, 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 really like ice cream, man. That's for sure.
Okay, then you can lick it off me.
Yeah, I'm vegan, but Ben and Jerry's actually makes vegan ice cream.
Yeah,
now, which
you
is awesome.
have you have you have you ever tried Nick's? It's the Nick's. It's like ice cream. Yeah. This stuff right here. It's let me show you. This stuff right here. It's like really low calorie. There's not.
Oh no, I
any
never
dairy
seen
in it.
that around
Well,
here.
they make a plant-based thing now. I'm not a vegan or anything, but I didn't think that. Okay, a pint. I mean, this much Ben and Jerry's has like 1,300 calories in it. There's only 340 calories in this, and I was like, that what kind of sorcery is that, right? But it actually tastes really good. So I would think that they would.
Well, have you tried plant-based meats?
No.
Then
Hey,
it's
did
really-
you just say that there's
I
1,300
went from being
calories?
an
Yeah.
everyday fast food eater to being a vegan.
Ben and Jerry's.
Dude, 1,300. That's like a meal.
Look. Where are we here? Look, there's 4 servings, and there's 2. Oh, sorry, my math is wrong. But look, there's.
Oh, okay.
Like, so so there's 1,000 calories in this chocolate chip cookie dough. 1,000.
Yo, that's
total.
still insane.
Yeah, and this is one of the ones that's not. On Ben and Jerry's has most calories.
Have a good night, John.
Here we go. Oh my goodness. Look at this. 1,311 calories, man. That's some people's daily caloric intake, man.
How do you
How
get
do you
that in
even get
there?
126 grams of sugar? How is that even possible?
When I became vegan, I also stopped drinking soda.
Yeah, I don't.
And I feel like
more either.
If there's one single thing you can do to help your diet, it's to cut soda out.
Yeah, and
So much sugar.
soda and juice, because drinking your calories is never good. And
Yeah,
I
think
work with. Keep going, Zeph. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, sorry. So I found a good alternative to soda with sugar in it. It's just like seltzer water with like different fruit flavors.
Me
At
too.
first, I
I do the
didn't
same
like
thing.
it. I used to hate it as a kid. Now I love it.
I do the same thing.
That's
seltzer
one of
water.
those things you grow to like as you grow older.
Yeah, and also, there's a woman that I work with. Evil little McNuggets, what's going on? She said, you got a fried Diet Coke from my cold dead hands, you know. But a woman that I used to work with, she would drink 5 regular Cokes in a day at work. So look, calories.
I've actually had Zevia, Jameson. It is very good.
Bottle of Coke. Look at this. Hold on. So there's 240 calories in a bottle of Coke.
And the sugar too, man.
And you times that by 5. That's 1,200 calories in Coke alone. And then she would eat lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. She goes, I don't know why I'm gaining weight.
That many calories is like almost as much as some people eat in a day
In a
when they're on
day.
a diet. That's
Yeah, that's crazy. So, but here we go. Let's get back to Mr. Salinas here. And you see, oops. Oops. Where's the sound?
Have a seat. Will you pour me a drink, please?
yeah, sure.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm
Dude, is that Kool-Aid? I wonder what flavor it
Don't
is.
drink the Kool-Aid.
See, black people, we just do red, where we just put all the different flavors together and just call it red and purple.
just gonna go get my bikini out of the hot tub here, all right?
Okay.
Did you bring sandwiches?
Sure.
Awesome. I'll be right back.
Okay.
This is when the decoy said that one of the guys brought her sandwiches and she didn't even get to eat the sandwich.
I almost said that, Jameson. We're on the same wavelength right now.
get something to drink right there? Oh, please have a seat. Sure. Please have a seat. What's going on? What kind of sandwiches did you bring?
Look at him, dude. He's like, oh no.
A mustache.
Yeah,
Look,
he's got that
look,
corn star stash.
Look, he has a. Hold on. He's got the
Yeah. He looks like John Oates. Oh my God. What? This is like Inception right now.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
John Oates, if his career didn't go well.
But I digress.
No, chicken. Chicken. Yeah. And so you're just going to come over and have a little picnic today? Was that the plan?
Yeah, and then go back to work.
And go back to work. Where do you work?
I work at copy service. We service copy machines.
Copy machines, yeah. And how long have
you... Dude, those guys can make a lot of money, man. I remember in my old office, our copiers were always breaking all the time. And like, there's some, it's like I don't know.
They have to be like on call, like doctors.
Yeah, they just keep fixing it over and over and over again. There must be some contract or something that says like you have to call the guy like 15.5 million times before you just replace the damn thing, you know?
Have you worked there?
20 years.
20 years.
Not for long.
And so you left the office today to come over here to...
I was out doing a service call. I was going.
Oh,
yeah.
So you had some spare time while you're out doing a service call, and you thought you'd drop by and see your 13-year-old girlfriend you met online.
Oops.
Yeah.
For a sandwich.
Yes. I knew it was wrong, you know.
You knew it was wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. And I almost didn't come.
So why do they think that that's an excuse?
So many people have said that.
Yeah.
Tina says he drove by twice before coming in and admits he's chatted online before with people who said they were underage.
Do you have children?
Yes, I do.
And how old are you?
No, wait, listen to how he describes the ages of his children. This is so bizarre.
See, I told you. Hall & Oates. I love that guy. His first name is Holland. His last name is Oates.
I have a 16 boy and 11 girl and 12 boy.
Okay. So 11, 12.
And... That's weird, man. Huh.
16.
Yes.
Wait,
and
what?
This girl said...
Well, did he say I have 12 boy or something?
Yeah.
What?
Say that again.
I would have
11,
understood.
12, and 16.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
And 11 girl and 12 boy.
And how old are your kids?
I have a 16 boy and 11 girl and 12 boy.
Okay. So 11, 12, and 16.
Yes.
And this girl said she was 13.
13.
Right.
It's like
if one
he's
of your kids
describing it in online predator chat terms.
Yeah, right. Or like off a Reddit thread or something. Dude, you know what? Some of the Reddit threads about TCAP, there is some knuckleheaded BS in those Reddit threads, man. Seriously, like I think, okay, I will see times where it'll be like a good thread and they're talking about stuff, and then someone will just say some troll stuff to like throw the whole thread off, and then all of a sudden it just completely just goes, you know,
Because
even
people can't realize when they're being trolled.
That's what I was thinking too, is that he speaks Spanish. So maybe that's how he's describing it, is how he in English, but how he would be describing it in Spanish. Maybe. So
home alone and you're out working someplace and a guy came over to visit one of your kids, would you be comfortable with that?
No, I know. That was my thing was
So why is it okay?
Isn't it funny how they compartmentalize? You know what I'm saying? Well, I would never want it to happen to my kids, but I'm here to victimize someone else's kids, you know?
Okay for you to do it.
It's not okay. No, you're right. You know, it's not okay. I deserve what you do to me, but you know, I beg for your forgiveness, or give me a chance or something. Or
well, what do you think should happen to you?
I think you should look after me, and I want to do, you know, watch me very closely.
Okay. Yeah. That's gonna happen there, pal.
I won't do anything. I could report to you guys, or you know.
He's taking the Manuel Usan approach here. I could work for you guys.
Wonderler did that too.
Yeah.
maybe I need this as a wake-up call to myself. And
A wake-up call. Let me tell you what's going on. All right. I'm Chris Hansen with Dave.
Guys, now I can't unsee it when that I'm Chris Hansen and we're doing a story. That's the cue, right? For the camera people. There are times where they will miss the cue and the cameraman comes out first. I'm like, dude, you had one job. And then the guy, I'm so dirty.
Chris Urban.
Yeah, he didn't even say that I'm Chris Hansen. He didn't even say that. He didn't even. That's the one time that I've noticed that he missed his catchphrase. You know,
Dateline NBC. Okay. We're doing a story on adults who try to meet children online for sex.
Look at the.
If there's anything else you'd like to tell us about your situation, we'd like to hear it. If not, you are obviously
not happy.
Able to walk out the front door you came out.
He takes his sandwiches too. He's like, this is Parmesan chicken with extra olives, man. I'm keeping this.
Isn't he dressed like what you think a copy repairman would be dressed like?
Yeah.
Put your hands up, stop.
See, these cops are too nice, man. I wish they were like in Texas where they hit him with the Yokozuna bonsai drop, man. Come on.
Salinas is charged with an attempted lewd act upon a child. Later, he pleaded no contest.
Guys.
Also, the ghillie suit would definitely be a good one.
Oh yeah, man. It would definitely be. I'm serious. That guy probably was waiting his whole career to use that damn ghillie suit. And now they're like, wait a minute, I can use this and be on TV too? Yeah, you know. So, but guys, what we can do the next stream is we can look at the actual Lorne segment, right? Because they have the edited one and then they have the uncut one, right? So we can do that one next. And what I would want to do is anyone who wants to be on the panel. There's so much Lorne content out there, including his videos that he posts. Everyone bring something in the Lorneverse that you want to talk about and share.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. And
gotta bring in some Lorne lore.
It's like show and tell in elementary school.
But yeah, you guys will here. We whoever has any closing statements, go ahead here. Golden Goliath. Let's start with you, and then Zeph and Luna, and then Josh.
Oh, well, I don't really have too much. I was happy to finally be here. Keep missing it.
Yeah.
We had like a 3-hour stream.
yeah. It was. Well, the thing is there was. So I had a difficult time trying to figure out like where to start, right? Because the chat logs where I wanted to start, but then the PDF is not available. So I was like, man, it'll be such a huge. Even
I'll try to do some work on digging it up.
Okay. So yeah, I think that it is nice to kind of meander off the topic, but like introducing to Lorne is always funny, and that talking about how we first kind of found him, and then why is he such a knucklehead? You know. So.
I just got one more question before I'm done.
Sure.
Who's Josh? Which one?
That's me. That's my real name.
Okay, okay.
I'm the one that you're having all the late night chats with.
Yeah. Okay, no, I was thinking.
I was wondering if you guys knew that or not.
No, because I was wondering. I was like, this guy's like a TCAP encyclopedia, like just everything. It's.
Hey, I'm a lifer when it comes to TCAP.
It's a gift that keeps on giving, right?
That's it.
And then Zeph, any closing statements? Anything you want to bring up?
Not really. I guess just I hope people have like a good day and such, and good week. Just good stuff in general.
That's nice. See, positive people, positive, fun people. And I tell you guys, doing a relationship /friendship audit is one of the best things that you can do. You know what I mean? Really, like if you don't know what it is what it sounds like. But I believe once every 2 years, once every two years, make a list of everyone that you deal with in your personal life and basically weigh the pros and cons of like what you get out of interacting with them. And if the cons outweigh the pros, don't talk to them anymore. That includes family members too. You know what I mean? That's probably one of the best things that you could ever do. So, and like I said, all you guys are all positive, fun people. So you guys right now, all the pros outweigh the cons. Luna, do you have any closing statements?
Nothing comes to mind. I'm getting super sleepy.
Okay.
At the end of every stream, I'm like, oh god, I'm getting sleepy. I'm zoning out.
I can tell you guys that Friday streams will be early. Like I plan on doing Friday streams at like 12:30-ish. Regularly, because I know that that's a good time for our overseas friends, and then for all of us, if, early or whatever, people to go on lunch. So that's why I actually did the Friday early streams. So you'll see more of those soon. But Josh, any last thoughts or anything?
Well, I kind of gave my closing statement earlier. Like I said, I've been following the TCAP online community since its inception, and this is the first time I'm actually really dipping my toes into it, and it's just so awesome to be able to connect with different people from across the world. I mean, that's what I love about living in Brooklyn, is being exposed to different people and different cultures, and this is proving to be just another channel for that for me. So I had a really good night, and thank you.
No problem, guys. I dropped the link.
Do you want me? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, keep going. No.
Do you want me to say please subscribe in 1, 2, 3, 4 languages?
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, let's hear
it. I'm starting with French because I suck at French. Voulez-vous abonner? Abonnieren Sie in diesen Kanal bitte. このチャンネルに登録してください。abone olmayı unutmayın. And please subscribe.
Yay! Yay! And guys, I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate everyone who watches. I appreciate everyone who calls in. I really feel like, I don't know, that this group has attracted other fun people, and that this channel is going to get bigger, guys. But this is kind of the atmosphere that's going to be, that this channel is going to always be, right? Because I don't like drama, and I don't like people who judge people. If you're in the Discord, you can see that there's all types of people who talk about all types of different things, and we can agree to disagree, and all we have to agree on is that people who prey on children are terrible, terrible people. But I really do appreciate every single person that watches, and that it's really humbling to think that content that I create can really, really help to make people's day better, and add to kind of this community. So anyone who's listening to this, if you like and subscribe, you're welcome to call in, join the Discord, and don't be afraid. All of us don't bite. We're all great people, and
just come to meet and chat.
Yeah. So you guys,
well, maybe some of us bit in childhood, but I don't know.
But I appreciate you all, and join the Discord, and you guys, we'll just wrap this up, and I am out of here. Have a good one, everyone.
Thanks. Peace out, everybody.